even Adam's dog Missy got to enjoy one of those famous pies with Adam. But on Wednesday night, after beating the Yankees with one swing of his bat, Adam Jones no longer was the pier, he was the pie-ee. And no pie has ever been sweeter. It's the Orioles on Masson tonight from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. It's game one of a three-game weekend series against the Cleveland Indians. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Thanks for joining us as the Orioles begin yet another challenging three-team road trip. Cleveland, then 6 games in Chicago, 3 against the White Sox, and then 3 against the Cubs. Now, for this road trip, Buck Showalter was able to alter his pitching lineups because of the rainout Tuesday against the Yankees and yesterday's day off. And because of that, he was able to move Wei-Yin Chen to tonight's game to start the opener against the Indians. Now, in his 3 years with the Orioles, Buck has tried to do this with Wei-Yin, give him some extra rest whenever he can. Now, on 4 days rest, which is the traditional, he's gone 5-2, 3.90 ERA. 5 days rest, he's perfect, 3-0 with a 1.93. Now, tonight falls in that last category, 6 or more. He has 8 days rest. He has gone 4-2 with an ERA of 4.70. And you see his one-loss record on the bottom there, 12-4. He leads the Orioles in victories. So with Wei-Yin Chen, Jim, well-rested, he goes against a team that usually doesn't handle left-handers, so it could be one of those matchups, well, which will work, the extra rest or the Indian sitters?
Or maybe both. And I think, Buck Showalter is always trying to get those matchups, whether it's a hitter in a ballpark, maybe he's not struggling, but if he come to Cleveland and a guy is hot, he's probably going to be in the lineup. So for Wei-Yin Chen, again, when you look at the Indians, they do hit right-handed pitching a lot better. Lefties, they struggle a little bit. But at the end of the day, he has to pitch well. Talk to everybody down on the field. Obviously the Indians are very confident because of Kluber, the fact that he's 13-6, but they're 16-9 in his games. But for Wei-Yin Chen, they usually score a lot of runs. His ERA about 1.5 higher than Kluber. But at the end of the day, he usually keeps you in the game. And if you do that, the Orioles have 17 out of their last 25 in the win column. They find a way to win.
Yeah, the Orioles are playing exceptional baseball. They have won 8 consecutive series. We're coming back to Progressive Field. Lineups and first pitch are next. You buy Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. Lovely day for baseball here in Cleveland. Let's get a look at our train game time temperature. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. 68 degrees on August the 15th. Wow. Slight breeze out of the west-northwest and a very pleasant 41% humidity. Clear skies overhead as the Orioles will take on the Indians in the opener of this series. Here is the Orioles starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Markakis, Davis, and Jones, Adam in the number 3 spot. Good numbers on the year against Central Division opponents, and of course the game-winning home run the other night. Cruz in left, Young will DH, then Hardy back in the lineup. Flaherty moves to third, Joseph will catch, and Stope at second base.
Corey Kluber, 27-year-old right-hander. So, boy, he's been on a roll. You can see the fastballs, 52%. That is fastballs and cut fastballs, curveball, sliders comprise the breaking ball, the changeup, strike thrower. I mean, he can get you out very efficiently. 9-inning game against Seattle, 85 pitches. So again, I mean, glowing numbers. Loves to pitch here at home. In fact, he loves to pitch everywhere. He's 7-2 here at Progressive Field. Righties, lefty, not much of a difference, even though the left-handers have the more home runs. And the Orioles know about him. He did pitch against him when they came to Baltimore. 7 innings. It was nothing going into the fifth. Five runs off of Ubaldo Jimenez, and he went on to pitch 7 innings, shutout innings with 9 strikeouts.
Well, Buck Showalter's team beginning an 11-day, 9-game road trip. It began yesterday, traveling on the day off, 3 here, then to Chicago for a week. Unheard of, a week in one city. 3 against the White Sox, then a day off, and then 3 against the Cubs. And here is Markakis. He'll take high, and it's 1-0. Nick at 293 on the year. See 10 home runs and 40 RBIs, one of 7 Orioles with at least 10 home runs. And it's there for strike 1-1. The thing about Kluber, Jim, that's real interesting to me is that he really was a late bloomer in the sense that he didn't make his major league debut till he was 25, but he is the benefit of outstanding scouting from the Indians when they made that trade from San Diego.
Yeah, well, obviously, and you know, one of the great things about when you get to broadcast baseball, you get to sit in the press room. A lot of times scouts are there, and they just were talking, gee, we wondered if he could be a number 4 starter. Well, he's turned out to be an all-star. I mean, he's their best starter. 11-5 last year, 13-6 this year.
Markakis to right field. That chases Tyler Holt back. Still going back. And against the wall, he makes the catch and then bangs into the wall. Wow, did that ball carry?
Yeah, that and the fact that, you know, he's just been called up to the big leagues. Outstanding play the other night to save him some runs. But he kind of let the ball play him. So again, back and back and back and back. He did everything wrong except the right thing, which is snag it. And then a tumbling catch. Certainly not as difficult as it was, but considering the fact that take balls off the bat, come out here, maybe the situation changes. Ball is carrying a little bit more. So you skied it and you get an idea. Probably a home run in Baltimore, but here you get a little bit of room to pitch.
Here's Chris Davis at 196 to go along with his 21 home runs. Once again in that number 2 spot, he takes a strike. Buck Showalter before the game, meeting with the media, was asked, will Chris stay in this spot with Manny on the disabled list? And Buck said no. He's there tonight. Chris 3 for 19 on the homestand, and 2 of the 3 were home runs.
Yeah, 4 home runs. August has really not been that kind to him as far as batting average, 175, but he has hit 4 home runs. We got the extra inning home run up in Seattle off of Furbush, a left-hander, and then the big home run the other night against the Yankees. That was off Capuano, and so there is a power zone, and you can see it kind of middle to outside part of the plate. And the one thing about Kluber, not only does he have good stuff and he can mix it up, he just very rarely walks people. He's usually pitching in pitchers' counts, so he makes you expand.
Ahead of Davis, 1-2. Strike 3 call.
And then he goes to 95. So, one of the big changes, you talked to Mickey Callaway, their pitching coach, a lot of two-seamers, that puts the ball on the ground, and then one of the things that the scouts will tell you, they wondered if he'd be a 3, 4, 5 starter. That was about command, but it's never been about stuff. You look at his numbers throughout the minor leagues, always either a strikeout an inning or more. So now all of a sudden he's been able to command that stuff, and it's been lights out.
So 2 quick outs, and that'll bring up Adam Jones, the hero the other night. Orioles had the 4-run 8th inning on the home run by Scope, and then the 3-run shot by Adam Jones to get that 2-game sweep of the Yankees. Orioles have now won 8 consecutive series, and they've gone 16-6 in the 22 games in those series.
Yeah, they're counting that one game, that makeup game in Washington as.
They actually have 2 series wins this year that were 1 game each, because they have the first one and then the makeup game. Adams got a 5-game hitting streak going, 9 for 21 in that span. He is now tied for 8th in the American League in home runs with his 23. Fastball upstairs. He's also now tied for 9th in RBI, so in the 2 power run producing categories, he has broken into the top 10 in both.
A little note up on the scoreboard, that home run you talked about, 3-run home run off of Sean Kelly that won the game on Wednesday night with his 86th at Oriole Park, which passed Cal Jr. And that was for 4th place on the Camden Yards all-time list.
Pop foul back out of play. Of course, Cal played a lot of games at Memorial Stadium.
Yes. Take a look at the Indians defense. Rayburn, Brantley, and Holt. Aviles, Ramirez, Kipnis, Santana. Last year caught, now playing first. Still could do it. And then Yan Gomes behind the plate.
Up 2-2 the count on Adam. Corey Kluber 13-6 on the year, making his 26th start. And he gets Adam. A good sinker down and in at 96, so a 3-up, 3-down inning. We're led to the bottom of the first here at Progressive Field. Chen goes to work for the O's. Field, formerly the Jake, to see their birds. Walking over to the ballpark this afternoon, saw quite a few Oriole fans in downtown Cleveland. And here's the Indians lineup. Kipnis, Aviles, and all-star Michael Brantley in the number 3 spot. Outstanding numbers in his games against the AL East. Santana, Gomes, and Rayburn, with Walters DHing, Holt and Ramirez rounding it out.
And Wei Chen, he will try to win for the 13th time. Fastballs, you can see a lot of them. 2-seam, 4-seam, breaking ball, curveballs, and sliders. Change up that 12%. It's pretty much been that number almost all year long. He's coming off of a loss up in Toronto where he got outpitched. Drew Hutchison pitched a one-hitter. Gave up a 2-run home run, gave up some early runs. So before that, he had won 5 consecutive games. And it's one of those years where, again, the ERA a little bit under 4 runs a game. He's pitched well. He hasn't pitched Kluber numbers, but they have supported him well, and we'll see if that's the case tonight. But throws a lot of strikes. Home run ball, especially against right-handed batters, has given him trouble with 19 on the year.
He will go to work on Jason Kipnis. Only 2 lefties in the lineup tonight against him. There are 3 switch hitters who will bat right-handed. Kipnis at .248 with 6 home runs. In that leadoff spot, 36 RBIs. He has 1 for his last 9. And one of the young players that the Indians are building around.
All-star last year. I mean, had a nice year. Stole bases, 30 of them. Hit 17 home runs. High batting average. The oblique pull, the dreaded oblique triangle. The oblique pull of the rib cage. Really, when you think about it, I mean, years ago, what was an oblique? It was a triangle. Now it's a rib injury. Seems like pretty much every team in baseball affected by that injury.
Chen comes up and in. Now, Wei Yin has fared better against left-handed batters than he did earlier in the year, although they're still hitting better against him than the right-handers. Lefties at .294 and righties .271. And Buck Showalter before the game commenting on that said the difference is that he now is confident throwing his fastball down and away to the left-handed batters. I guess there's a reluctance, right, that if you miss, you leave it out over the plate.
Well, unless you throw it down and away.
Right, exactly.
So it's something you work on. Classic case of the obvious. That'll work. Nice little slider. I think the other thing is he does throw a 2-seam fastball, so he's going to get ahead. I mean, 92 to 94, a little extra with the extra day's rest, and then throws a slider.
All right, so is this a matchup for Chen that he can benefit from? The Indians don't hit lefties.
No, they don't as well. I mean, they're 5th in offense. I mean, they averaged exactly what the Orioles average. About 4.4 runs a game, and they hit lefties a lot better. I mean, Buck Showalter, the Orioles skipper, showing me the sheet. They're 3rd against right-handed pitching, and they're way down the list of the 30 major league teams. But you still have to go out and make your pitches and keep the ball in the ballpark.
Micah Vilas falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Micah Vilas with the Indians. He was the player that Boston sent to Toronto when they traded for manager John Farrell. And then he was dealt over here from the Jays.
Well, there's his pitch to hit. I mean, good high fastball hitter. I was talking to him down on the field. I mean, very likable young man. I said, maybe power not numbers like what you normally have. I mean, you can see him. He loves the ball out over the plate. Pretty quick swing. He said, haven't been hitting well, haven't been playing that much. More so as of late. And there's a good changeup. So Wei and Chen trying to, drag fastballs with Kluber. Kluber at 96. Maybe got a fast radar gun here, but nice little changeup. Good movement. Key to be able to make that pitch is get ahead of the count. So he's been able to do that to Kipnis and to Micah Vilas.
And like Kluber, Wei Yin does not hurt himself with walks. He's walked only 23 all year. So he averages 1.6 per game. Kluber is at 1.9. And here is Michael Brantley, the Indians All-Star, having an outstanding year. And he'll take low 1-0. Brantley, the prize player in that big trade now years ago with Milwaukee when CC Sabathia was traded to the Brewers. Brantley came back to the Indians in that deal.
But what makes it even more intriguing is the fact, I mean, Matt Laporta, they gave him every opportunity to play. He was the former #1 draft choice by the Brewers. But that whole trade hinged on the fact if the Brewers got to the postseason, which they did, they got, talking about Cleveland, got to pick their player. Otherwise, Milwaukee could have chosen who they gave. And because they got to the playoff, they chose Michael Brantley.
And he became an all-star center fielder. Hit towards Hardy, his first test tonight. And he throws across, and Wei-Yin Chen with a very efficient 3-up and 3-down inning. We'll head to the second in Cleveland. No score. Senior of Baltimore has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game tonight. Play the Orioles scratch off from the Maryland Lottery for your chance to be a contestant of the game. You could win a trip for two to see the 2014 World Series. Find out how. Get online at mdlottery.com/Orioles. Wei-Yin Chen, a 3-up, 3-down inning. Each pitcher with a couple of strikeouts in that first inning, retiring the side in order. And there is Corey Kluber. He was drafted by San Diego in 2007. He went to Stetson University in Florida. And he was in Double-A with the Padres in 2010 when he was traded to Cleveland. He was part of a big 3-team trade between San Diego, St. Louis, and the Indians. And he went from Double-A with the Padres to the Indians Double-A team with Akron. So that was 2010, and didn't make his ML debut until September of the following year. Here's Nelson Cruz, who will take high 1-0.
Yeah, one of those guys, what, 44-50 in the minor leagues. A high ERA of 4.42. Of course, you don't know what kind of club you're playing, but again, that's 787 strikeouts, 770 innings pitched. And that's what you look for with young guys. I figure if you have power arm, and he does have that, we saw 96 in the first inning, that maybe, and he has, you'll figure it out. Maybe you just need somebody to maybe give you a little tip like Mickey Callaway did about using the two-seamer and putting balls in play.
No strike.
Yep. Yeah, Nelson, I mean, that was very similar to the pitch that Chen threw to Bradley, and he thought it was low. Dana DeMuth doing the home plate umpiring tonight. Big difference between being 2-1 and 1-2, especially when a guy can pitch like Kluber can.
And the 1-2 is popped up. The shortstop, Jose Ramirez, backing out into shallow left field. He's got it for the out. 1-0. Well, one of the reasons the Orioles are 69-50, Jim, is how they have played on the road. Here are the numbers since June the 3rd, in which they have won 9 out of 10 series on the road.
Yeah, they pitch well. I mean, look at that low ERA. And again, this is over a 27-game period. They've hit well. They're first in home runs per game, as you mentioned, coming in. Over on the year, almost 5 runs a game. So they're well tuned up. All the cylinders are clicking when they play on the road and as of late at home.
Delman Young to left field, but it hangs up and right to Ryan Rayburn for the out. So Delman scorched it And he hits it right to Ryan Rayburn and 2 men down.
Yeah, well, that's when you're pitching well. Sometimes the mistakes, and that was a hanging slider, are hit right at people. So just think about it. You get a guy that he's struggled a little bit lately, but one of the hotter hitters for the Orioles over the course of the last couple of months. You hang a slider, one pitch, he hits it right on the nose, and your left fielder standing there.
So here is J.J. Hardy, and how will that thumb do? Obviously, he got through batting practice. Buck Showalter said he had 2 lineups just in case, and this is the lineup that was posted in the clubhouse with J.J. in there, and he'll take ball 1 inside. He's got a 3-game hitting streak going.
Well, he had a big weekend series before he got hurt against the Cardinals. A couple of home runs on Friday night. Hands are higher. Look how much higher his hands are over the last couple of weeks.
A high fly ball to left. Rayburn comes in on it. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Corey Kluber for a second consecutive inning. Now the Orioles bullpen is in right field here. Most of the relievers are down below. Not Tommy Hunter and T.J. McFarland. They want the sweet life on the top. Nine batters have come up. 9 batters have been retired. Kluber 6 in a row, and Wei-Yin Chen 3 in a row. Though Delman Young hit it right on the nose, he just hit it right at Rayburn.
And you got to get jammed. Could have had a base hit. Hit it too hard.
Well, here's Wei-Yin Chen. He last pitched August the 6th. That was a week ago Wednesday in Toronto. 5 innings, 4 runs in that start.
Let's take a look at Progressive Field here for the Oriole defense, presented by Chevrolet, Cruz, Jones, Markakis. The Gold Glovers, center and right. Flaherty just coming off shortstop with a Hardy injury. Hardy won a couple of Gold Gloves. Scope, Davis, and then Caleb Joseph, who is flinging them out from behind the plate.
JJ back in there. That gives the Orioles stability. It also gives them a few more options with Manny out. Flaherty can move to third, and Davis moves back to first. Carlos Santana, and he'll take a strike, and he does not mind looking over pitches. He leads the league in walks.
Yeah, really struggled early. I mean, under 200 both April and May, and then June, July over 300. 15 home runs in those 2 months, and then here in August 7 for 43. So that's what we're talking about. Switch hitting guy with power.
You know, it's interesting of that list, they're all home run hitters. So they get pitched around a lot. There's a big bounce for Flaherty. He plays it across. And one away. That's the second ground out thrown by Chen. Well, fans, the bidding will close tonight at midnight on the special 1954 jerseys and hats worn by the Orioles last week, as well as the jerseys worn by the Orioles Hall of Famers during the special 60th anniversary celebration series. Each item has been autographed, it's been authenticated, and is available for auction at Orioles.com/auction. All the proceeds benefit the Baltimore Orioles Charitable Foundation. So don't miss your chance to own a piece of history. Get online and make your bid. Orioles.com/auction. I wonder how much the Jim Palmer jersey is going for. There's Yan Gomes, and he'll take a strike.
Well, a lot of choices there. Another guy they have acquired via the trade. Somebody was lamenting that Mark Shapiro, Chris Antonetti, they do a great job of making trades, but free agents not so good. And this is certainly one of the guys. I mean, he's been red hot.
Back on it is Cruz, as that ball sounded good, then didn't go anywhere. So 2 outs.
It's almost like Kluber and Chen have dinner reservations before 10 o'clock. Well, that's one of the things about being aggressive in the strike zone if you trust your stuff, and Kluber certainly does. Wei Chen, as you mentioned, 23 walks on the year, and then this is his 23rd start, so 23 walks through the first 22. Not afraid to throw it over, and if as a hitter you know that, you're probably going to swing a little bit earlier. Still looking for your pitch, of course.
Strike one to Ryan Rayburn, who homered against Chen when Chen faced the Indians on May the 22nd. He eventually pitched to a no decision. 6 2/3, 5 runs. Rayburn hit a solo home run off him, so he's in there again tonight, and he pops it up. Scope can't see it. Now he finds it, and he has it for the out. The twilight here, and Jonathan picked it up. Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just down the street. On this day in 1955, Colonel Parker signed Elvis Presley. To you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. Outside view of Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland. William Wallace with Wei Chen on the bench. Keep doing what you're doing. 6 up, 6 down.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned the grounders. I've used his change up a couple of times. Has yet to throw a breaking ball, hasn't had to.
Here's Ryan Flaherty. Joseph and Scope will follow. Lower third of the Orioles lineup against Kluber. He's retired all 6, 2 by strikeout.
Black box. Hey, kiss that!
Foul behind Wayne Kirby.
Yeah, Ryan with Hardy out really played shortstop well, and kind of goes unnoticed with the Scope home run off of Betances with the Orioles trailing 2-1, but he drove in that first run, sacrifice fly, after Cruz broke the no-hitter off of Pineda, who started the game for the Yankees on Wednesday night. Again, he shows he can, not a bad utility player, and then when people get hurt, Machado on the disabled list, he can get a fastball. He doesn't miss those pitches very often.
Well, that snaps him out of an 0 for his last 10, and he is very important to this team, as is Caleb Joseph with Matt Wieters out. And Not only is he catching well, Jim, how about this? The long ball since the break.
Yeah, well, again, I mean, look at it. It's nice, and the Orioles are 17 and 8, so you have 2 rookies. They've hit 10 home runs between them. And what you like to see from young players as the season progresses, and hopefully as you work your way towards the postseason, the Orioles with a significant lead in the American League East, your rookies are getting better, and the numbers indicate that.
So 2 Orioles tied for most home runs by rookies since the break.
But right there you can see the scouting report. Caleb Josephs, not that he can't hit a slider, but he's pretty much a get me over slider just because you know he's a pretty good fastball hitter.
And what's amazing with him on that list with the 5 home runs since the break, he's done that in the last 7 games. He's got the 5 home runs. This one he got underneath Brantley in center, just about where he had him played.
Yeah, 5 of those in 5 consecutive games, so that's a good way to get rolling in the second half.
So Flaherty back to first, and fans, it's now time for all of you to tweet in your photos using the hashtag MASSonFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Youngster at the game with his dad. A lot of Oriole fans here, meaning that this is a weekend series, and here's Mr. Scope.
Yeah, I was going down. You were just rolling over, but I was up early this morning, as always, because I'm older and I can't sleep. I went down and get a little coffee, something you can't have and I can. And actually, somebody was checking in the hotel at dawn.
That ball is troubled, and it falls in for a base hit.
Yeah. Ryan Flaherty was about 3 steps from second. He was thinking about going back, and nobody caught it.
Now, what time was this we're talking?
7-ish.
Okay. I was up at 8:30 for my radio show appearance every Friday.
So that's the only reason you're up at 8:30. Let's get that clear for anybody.
So I'm not a morning person. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not. That wasn't passing judgment. You didn't go back to sleep or roll over, but did you after the radio show?
No, I did my prep work.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to talk to the housekeeping tomorrow.
You gave me so many ideas that I felt compelled to check out your research.
So many ideas. Could be scary.
So 2 on for the Orioles, 2 hits in the inning, and here's Markakis, chance to get the Orioles the lead. Nick has a 6-game hitting streak going. And he lays off, and it's low, 1-0.
Yeah, you don't get too many opportunities, and the thing about Kluber, you talk about why are you 13-6? Why do you have a 2.486 ERA, under 2.5 runs a game? Because they're hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position.
Nick flied out to the wall and right his first at bat. Inside again, ball 2.
And you go back and you think again in a stretch of, it's going to turn out to be 28 games, but 29 games of teams 500 or better since the All-Star game. You go 17-8. You face Hernandez, Iwakuma, Garrett Richards. I mean, you can throw out some of the premier pitchers when they did the Western Tour. And it's a matter of sometimes just getting a key hit at a key time. But at the end of the day, and you can see a little breaking ball 2-0 trying to stay out of a fastball count. It's just a matter of you getting a clutch hit here or there, and then your guy, talking about Chen or whoever's pitching that night, pitches well. And that's pretty much been the storyline over the last 25 games.
3-0 on Nick. Very patient at bat. And it's outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. And Jim, along the lines of what you're talking about, the Orioles this year 7 times have faced pitchers in the top 5 in the American League ERA, and look at these outstanding numbers, and there are the 5 pitchers on the bottom, including Corey Kluber, who's pitching tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we know. I mean, these are some of the better ones, and Tanaka, he threw a couple high sliders, Scope hit him. Lester is Lester. Hernandez, it was a duel. We got a no decision. Kluber beat him. And then right here you get a situation, did strike out Chris Davis. I mean, if you're Corey Kluber, you're thinking, okay, this guy with one swing can make it 4-0, or I can strike him out. He comes back with a first pitch breaking ball, and that's what he's looking for. And Chris Davis, because of the circumstances is just trying to get a base hit. And again, when you hit with the bases loaded, man in third, you don't have to get a base hit. That would be what you would like. Just put a ball in the air somewhere and you get on the board.
And he takes the fastball high. Well, he's batting 171 in August. He has 7 hits, 4 of the hits home runs. Career numbers with the bases loaded, very good.
I know it sounds strange, but sometimes if you're pitching and you're pitching well, as Kluber is, these are the kind of guys you want to face, only because of the strikeout factor. But you are aware of one mistake, and boy, Chris can do some damage.
Fouls it off, so the count to 1-2. When Chris has struck out 141 times on the year, that is more than any hitter in the American League. And he has 46 games in which he has 2 or more strikeouts. 46 multi-strikeout games. And Kluber gets ahead of him 1-2. Shift is on even with the bases loaded. Aviles, the only infielder on the left side. And he got it.
Yeah, well, you can't throw a better breaking ball than that. And the ability to get ahead. I mean, this one just falls off the table. Look how hard this slider is. Starts in the middle of the plate, and you can see the check swing, and just couldn't follow it.
So a big out for Kluber. 2 men down. As Davis has struck out twice tonight. And here's Adam Jones, who struck out his first at bat. Adam working on a 5-game hitting streak. Adam looking for a 2-out base hit. And aggressively fouls it back. Well, big time numbers, Jim, for Adam over this 5-game hitting streak.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been red hot. You know, hit the home run, as you mentioned, the 3-run hanging slider the other day. And the other thing is that, you know, he is so difficult to defense because of the ability to hit the ball over the field. And we've seen him over the course of when he gets hot, right center, left center, make a mistake. Sean Kelly does. He takes you deep.
Fouled back the other way, so 0-2 on Adam Jones.
So Kluber has gone to a whole nother level right here, right up to 96. And I don't think that Buck Showalter doesn't understand that. As I said, you don't get too many opportunities. You'd like to hope that the 2 strikes, and with 2 strikes, Adams only hitting 171 coming into the game, 200 lifetime, but he does seem to get more hits than that, even though that's what the real number is. Mainly because over the last couple of years, maybe cuts the swing down a little bit. Oh, he went.
Yes, couldn't check in time. Breaking ball to throw 3 feet outside. And Kluber, after loading the bases, strikes out Davis and Jones, and the Orioles miss a big opportunity. So 2 hits, a walk, and 3 men left. Well, to the bottom of the 3rd in Cleveland, no score. is brought to you by Volkswagen. 2004, Melvin Mora was given a chance to become an everyday player, and they put him at third base. The O's at bat. He set single-season franchise records when he batted .340, set career highs, 187 hits, 41 doubles, 27 homers, and 104 RBIs. The Orioles acquired Mora in 2000 when they traded Mike Bordick to the New York Mets.
The Mike Bordick.
The Mike Bordick.
The Mike Bordick. In fact, as you know, Melvin was down at the ballpark throughout the first pitch the other day.
Yeah. He threw a strike.
With the Clam.
Well, the thing that's amazing is we all remember when the Quints were born, and they stopped by the booth to say hi, and I said, well, so what grade are you guys in now? Yeah, we're in 8th grade.
Were they in 8th grade?
They're in 8th grade. Seems like yesterday.
Like it really does, yeah.
Melvin's just one of the great guys. He was one of the best teammates that you could have, and he's a guy that no matter when you see him, he's always smiling. Here's Zach Walters.
Yep.
He rips it to left field. Back on it is Cruz, and Nelly runs it down. And 1 pitch, 1 down.
Yeah, big-time power hitter. So Cruz lines out, or actually Delman Young lined out on a hanging slider, and Walters all over that walk-off home run the other day. So you get an idea how he hit 27 home runs at AAA last year.
Well, Adam Jones and Masson want to challenge you to a burger cook-off in the Care First Fan Challenge. Just tweet using the hashtag #IChallengeAJ. We're going to do it all week long for your chance to win. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take a step towards a more healthy and active lifestyle.
A tablespoon of water in the hamburger mix.
How about Worcestershire sauce?
Well, you can put all that stuff. Just put a tablespoon of water. Moisture. Have you ever eaten at Alonzo's over in Cold Spring? That used to be Rex Barney's when he was alive in the PA. A former Dodger pitcher and fabulous guy. And I used to meet him up there.
Chen and Joseph. Chen was called off by Joseph, and Chen ignored him.
Yeah. Well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, that's a base hit. Well situated bunt by Tyler Holt. Another guy they're looking at because of the trades. Perfect bunt. And, I mean, that kind of looked like the lineman got in the way of with Chen dropping back to make a pass.
Good job by Scope.
It really was. Yeah, you get just one of those games where if you get the first guy out on a line drive to left, if you throw that away for a base hit and an error, an extra base, the way Kluber's pitching, that could be the difference. Runs look like they're going to be at a premium tonight.
Here's Jose Ramirez, the lower third of this Indians lineup tonight, all promoted from AAA. Of course, they got Walters from the Nationals in the Asdrubal Cabrera trade. Holt was in AA and AAA this year. Ramirez was called up from AAA July 23rd. Ground ball to third. Ooh, a funny hop to Flaherty. Goes to second out there. Scope back to first. Safe on the back end.
Yeah, playing in because of the possibility, again, with Kluber pitching, that Terry Francona might bunt him over. Even though there's one out, give up an out just to get a runner in scoring position. So Ryan makes a great play because the ball's hit sharply. And he's playing about a step in front of the bag, so flags it down, and you get an idea that as good as Scope is turning the double play, Ramirez can, even batting right-handed because he's a switch hitter, gets down the line pretty quickly.
Where the hitters are really going early in counts here. There's Kipnis. First ball hitting the other way. That falls in for a base hit. Oh, can Ramirez run? He's flying to third. And the throw will go to second to keep Kipnis at first.
Well, you talked about Asdrubal Cabrera. They almost signed him a long-term deal. And the last couple of years, he just, even though he made the All-Star team, 3 years ago, wasn't playing well. So Ramirez, as you mentioned, does get a chance. He can play third, he can play second, he can play shortstop as he is tonight. But if he does not have that speed, the inning was over. Because he doesn't beat out the double play ball. And then Kipnis does what he does so well, hit the ball all over the field. Very good power to left field.
Chen's first test of the night. Kluber was tested in the third. The Orioles loaded the bases with one down, didn't score. Here's Aviles, who struck out his first at bat, is 1 for his last 10. changeup for a strike.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting. I mean, good fastball hitter, so obviously you pitch to the book, and if you can execute your pitches, which Wayne has been able to do, trying to get ahead and then get him to chase out of the zone. But the Indians come in at what, 60 and 60, but Charlie, two different teams, home and away. 12 games over here, 12 games under on the road.
Knocked out by Joseph. He just saved the run.
Yeah, and Ramirez is coming in, and he's certainly got a good jump with a speedster. Well, for a young guy that was supposedly defensively challenged, he has played terrific defense for the Orioles. 43% of the runners that have tried to steal, blocking balls. Again, done a nice job as far as calling the game, going along with what the pitchers and pitching coaches Dave Wallace and Don Cheedy want to do.
Lays off the fastball, 2-1.
So here comes those crucial pitches. Does not have the kind of breaking stuff that Kluber has. Avila's high ball hitter, preferably inside middle. Better up than down. Let's see if Chen can make a quality pitcher. And he does. Changeup.
Now Avilas, Jim, as we see as he awaits the pitch, never stops moving. Not only does he wiggle the bat, but his body's moving all over. Now, obviously, this is a timing thing for him, but is that distracting at all to a pitcher?
Nah, I don't think you really look at that. Of course, he's just trying to load. In other words, all that wiggling, when you're releasing the ball, he wants to get back and be able to come forward. I think leg kicks actually bothered me more. And when we went to Japan, I got to face the all-time home run hitter on the planet, and that was Shadahara. And he used to kind of raise his hand like a flamingo to raise that front leg, and you could notice that because he just held it there. It's Ty Van Booklow, the hitting instructor, second year here with the Indians.
2-2 with the runners on the corners, first and third and two down as Chen tries to get out of it. Got him on a breaking ball on the inside corner. Avilas does not like the call. Chen gets a big out. So two left stranded. We'll head to the fourth. No score. The 2015 Orioles Pet Calendar proceeds from this brand new 16-month calendar. Benefit Orioles Reach and Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Pick up your calendar today before they sell out. You can visit Orioles.com/pet calendar or grab a copy the next time you visit Oriole Park or you visit the official team store in York, Pennsylvania. Chris Davis. There's Darren O'Day. We met Darren's dogs in Pittsburgh.
Now, these are their dogs?
Yes, they're
really?
dogs, yeah. I actually have a picture with Darren O'Day's dogs from Pittsburgh. because I love dogs, and there they were in the lobby, and my dogs were home.
That's right. They were. They actually have
remember
they have the hotel dog, beautiful
right.
white dog
That's
at Pittsburgh.
right.
Kind of greets all the people and
the lobby dog.
Yeah, Baltimore.
She was nice.
It was a she, but
there's Darren. He had his 2 dogs on the trip. Cruz fouls it off. I wonder if I brought Bobby and Sadie, if they'd get along with the others. They're kind of spoiled.
Let's see. You can't bring golf clubs on the trip. Can you bring dogs?
Not on the team plane. I think the dogs have to meet you at the destination.
So, yeah, maybe. Well, you won't be doing the Yankees series in September.
Bring them down to the booth. Well, maybe that's what I could do. I could bring him down to the booth and hang out with Demper. Demper's been to the house. He knows the dogs. Well, 1 is high. Cruz, of course, he loves hitting against everybody, but he, for some reason, loves hitting against Cleveland. One of those matchups that you love. Slow roller towards short, tough play. Aviles cuts in front, he gets him. Well, if Aviles doesn't get there, that's a base hit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he had to barehand it, but if you're going to choose to do that, get a good grasp on it, and he did. I think he probably had more time to come in. He probably could have caught it with the glove, transferred it, but he's going to barehand it, and nice play by Mike Aviles.
By the way, that hotel dog in Pittsburgh, it was a girl because her name was Edie, the white dog in Pittsburgh.
How do you know that?
Well, Bonnie reminded me. Here's Delman Young, lined out hard. First ball swing, hits a chopper to short.
Well, that's that 2-seamer. Slider, ground ball to Cruz, 2-seamer. 93 comfortably, goes to 96 when he has to, if he needs to strike you out, like he did to Chris Davis. Throws the wiffle ball slider. Yeah. You kind of see why he's given up 1 earned run in his last, at least coming in his last 40 innings. And 2 of those games, 2 of the 4 games, complete games. Way on the first base side of the rubber. And then it's just a little across his body. I mean, not dramatically, but I would imagine about 6'3", 220, 25 pounds, big guy. I bet he hides the ball. Very difficult to not only get stuff good, but probably a lot of deception.
Now, what advantage does he have with his style to be that far over?
Well, obviously, it's working for him. I mean, outside.
No, but
corner.
I mean, what does it do?
Well, you have to understand it gets him. At least he must feel like, I mean, you can see him, he's way over on this side. So again, when you can run the ball with the 2 seams like he can he can pitch lefties in the middle of the plate, let it run to the outside corner. Right here, he's got a direct line right to the outside corner. And then right there's the slide ball. And it's not, again, if you want to look at his fastball, it's plus. Slider is plus. Not only is he pitching well, but if you want to rate his stuff, I would say his fastball on a scale of up to 0 to 80 would probably be about 70, and the slider pretty much right up there with it.
Breaking ball bends around the plate. Close pitch.
Yeah, sometimes they talk about it, how it just goes around the inside corner.
Gruber out of Coppell, Texas, his 4th season with the Indians. This one a little low, so 3-2. JJ's got a 3-game hitting streak going. He's had a good month of August. Fly ball to right center field. Long run for Tyler Holt. Still going back on it, and it's over his head, and it bounces up into the crowd for a ground rule double.
Yeah, Tyler's getting a little bit fooled on the routes to the ball tonight, and maybe it's because the ball's carrying more. He goes over, and I'm not sure he would have caught it anyway. Ball went a long way, but he kind of comes over with the ball. Watch him. Now he kind of came across. Now he's trying to come back. So the good outfielders, and again, haven't seen him that much, even though he did make a nice play, they usually take a more direct line to the ball.
If you saw the reaction of JJ leaving the box after he made contact, he thought that was an out. You could see it on his face.
Well, it might have been if he had gone straight back instead of across and then back.
And now Kipnis is getting on him saying, base hit. So another chance for an RBI here for an Oriole. Here's Flaherty. He singled his first at bat.
Yeah, let's see if he gets a fastball hit here. That's what he hit the first time.
Hits it hard right at Kipnis. Lays a hop in between hop. And Flaherty's retired, so the 2-out double doesn't hurt. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Shen goes back to work in a scoreless game. Game, and not only did she win the game, she shut out Nashville 4-0. How about 8 strikeouts and just 2 hits? The 4th American girl to play in the Little League World Series, first since 2004. And today she was pitching against herself. Her manager was going to take her out after 65 pitches so she could pitch again on 3 days rest. They have rules in the Little League. Yeah. So she was able to get out of it without topping 65 pitches and pitch the shutout. That's
congratulations. Yeah, I think the first, I did the Little League World Series for ABC years ago, 13 out of 15 years. And there was a girl from British Columbia, I think was, so there's been like 17 girls that have played it in the Little League World Series.
Maybe that young lady one day will follow Monet Davis.
Well, they were quoting Billy Connors, a longtime pitching coach, and he was saying that he thinks that girls that do pitch in Little League will be able to play high school baseball or whatever. It's always been a kind of a debate. Most people think if you're going to be, if you weren't a pitcher, you could maybe be a second baseman. Think about it. I mean, a lot of Pedroia, Brian Roberts, very good gifted players. What, 5'8", 5'9"? I'll tell you they're a little taller than that, but that's what they are. Freddie Patek was shortstop for Kansas City, was 5'4".
Well, Brian was listed at 5'8".
But well, every time he would get with Pedroia, they would both of them would be trying to get on their tiptoes.
Well, Brian was around the Orioles a long time, and I'm 5'8", and whenever I stood next to him, I was taller. But he played the big leagues.
Yes.
And very well. 2-1 the count on Brantley, who grounded out his first at bat.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be one of those games where, hey, can you get a first guy on? Can you get him over? Obviously, the Orioles already failed 3 times with runners in scoring position. And maybe a leadoff walk. Can you move the runner over, get him in? The power zone for Michael Brantley, and Ty Van Berkelio, the hitting instructor, said this is when he becomes a dangerous hitter because he will look for pitches, home runs higher than they've ever been.
Oh, what a play by Chen. Goes up to get it and takes a possible base hit away for Michael Brantley.
Yeah, J.J. Hardy shifted up the middle, but I'm not sure. That ball was a little topspin, so if Wayne doesn't flag it down, it would have been a difficult play. You see him, he just topspins it back up the middle, and then Wayne. Nice grab.
Well, you like to see that. Scope and Hardy talking about the play after it ends. Yeah, you see them breaking behind him.
You can see Jonathan Scope. There was no way he was going to catch that ball. It would have been a very difficult play because the one thing about Michael Brantley, he can run a little bit. So if you had to go to your left, which what Hardy was going to have to do, and then throw back against the grain, so to speak, would have been a very difficult play.
Carlos Santana bounced out to Flaherty his first at bat. He'll take low 1-0. Santana has just 89 hits on the year, but 38 are extra bases, including 20 home runs. Fouls it off his foot. Wei-Yin Chen losing his last start a week ago Wednesday in Toronto, but prior to that he won 5 consecutive starts and pitched to an ERA in those games of 2.53. And he's been very consistent when you look at his splits. He is 6-2 at home, 6-2 on the road. Fastball up and in.
And you can see 95, and we don't usually see him. Probably what, about 4 extra days rest, or at least 3, or maybe a little extra.
Yeah, part of that was to keep Tillman on turf.
Yeah. Well, he had Chris Tillman going into the Yankee series, and he gave up after kind of a misplay by Delman Young and left. He, for a double, gave up a 2-run home run to Cervelli, but he pitched very well. He was 4-1 with a 2.33 ERA over his last 10 starts, so they wanted to keep him. And the fact that Chen, not that he's pitched well against Cleveland, I mean 11 runs coming in 13 innings, one game this year that you mentioned. But you're right, they wanted Tillman to pitch and they wanted to back him off a day and take his chances, even though he had a pitch against Corey Kluber.
And the 3-2 is high, ball 4, and Santana draws yet another walk as he leads the American League now with 84. Well, one of the most popular Oriole Park fan chants is now coming to a t-shirt on Wednesday, August 27th, as all fans at that night's game, 7:05 against the Rays, receive a Darren O'Day, 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 O'Day t-shirt. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind addition to your Birdland wardrobe. Get your tickets, Orioles.com, or call 888-848-BIRD. Oh, O'Day, 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 O'Day.
Calypso singer. There's your base runner for the Indians, and Gomes hit it right at Cruz in left field. So if you're Wei-Yin Chen, you got to remember what that pitch was. It was a fastball pretty much outside middle, and he's been red hot. In the last 34 games, so 3 hitting 333, coming off a terrific year. Bunch of doubles, and then home run power.
Well, one thing about this Indians team, Jim, they have played much better here in their home ballpark than they have on the road, and the numbers are there and you see why.
Yeah, well, they're 12 games over here. They hit better. Runs are the same. They just pitched a lot better here, half a run a game, and there's your difference. They score runs wherever they are. It's just, again, the pitching so much better here. They in the top 2 or 3 in bullpens, depending on which numbers we look at, but it's pretty close.
High fly ball to right. Markakis back on it.
That ball is carrying.
And to the wall.
Yeah.
That seems to be the spot tonight where you might want to hit it.
Yeah, well, you go out and, the power alley's probably, well, I guess it's 375, but if you'd come around, it gets a lot shorter. So again, if you're looking here, I mean, that's your power alley, and then as you come here, and we've seen some balls carried pretty well there. First thing when you come in, the visiting The dugout is down the first baseline. The first thing when you come up from the dugout is you look at the high wall and left.
Ryan Rayburn now with Santana at first and 2 down. Ball 1 outside. Rayburn popped up to scope his first at bat.
Well, he ran into the wall in spring training. I mean, this is a guy when he's with the Tigers last year, 16 home runs, 15, 16 home run guy, and somewhat limited at bat. So you can see he's got a pretty quick bat. So now all of a sudden, as you go through the lineup, velocity maybe will come down a little bit. This is when you have to make better pitches if you're Wei and Chen, and then use all your pitches. That's why the changeup's so important.
1-1 on Rayburn. The Orioles are shifting on him. It's by him, a fastball. 1-2.
And when you do that, you're maybe a little bit more careful about throwing changeups because you don't want to speed up the bat. It's not you can't throw it. You just don't want to leave it in the middle of the plate. And make sure you finish it. And hangs a curveball. These are all pitches that Rayburn is trying to drive. And sometimes you get a little fortunate, just hanging a little bit out of the zone. So a big swing, but fouled back. I'm not sure you want to throw him another one there, though.
For Chen, this is only his 3rd career start against the Indians, and the first time he has pitched against them here at Progressive Field. One and 2 on Rayburn with Santana at first. Doesn't chase the pitch down and in. And he got him. Fastball by him. So Rayburn down on strikes, and Chen gets out of it. A 1-out walk and a man left. We go on. No score. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by University of Maryland University College, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Looks like a ship going out to the lake. Evening out on the water.
Yeah, they have some of the best drinking water in Cleveland.
Really?
I know that. Yeah, I mean Lake Erie is the cleanest of all the lakes.
It's right outside our hotel window.
Oh, it's going to be almost 80 tomorrow. We might have to go swimming for a little half-mile swim.
Do they have a? Oh, you mean in the lake?
In the lake, Jimbo.
I don't have my suit. Here's Caleb Joseph.
That's right. You probably don't have a radio show either. You'll be
Not
sleeping
tomorrow.
in tomorrow.
No. I got big plans tomorrow.
You do?
Yeah, I want to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think there may be a Springsteen exhibit because the E Street Band was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame.
That's a New Jersey band,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, Bruce is pretty big there, as he is everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know, also...
Who's bigger in Freehold, New Jersey, Bruce or Brad Brock? That's where Brad's from, too.
Brad Brock is on a roll.
Yes.
Bruce is always on a roll, though. Hey, how about this? 1969, the 3-day Woodstock Festival started.
On this day?
On this day. 400 people. 400,000 people. 400 people. Yeah. 400,000 people on a 600-acre farm.
Yasgur's farm. And a strikeout call. Well, one thing about Kluber, Jim, and you mentioned his dominance, you're always looking to improve, and this guy certainly has done it.
Yeah, well, this, again, you know, he's got so many different pitches, and the quality is so good. Caleb Joseph looking for maybe a slider. So, again, a couple bad starts in April. May, real good. June, real good. July, real good. All-star guy. And then August, even better. Well, a lot of it has to do with ability, but also confidence. And when you repeat your windup and you have some success, and hitters kind of tell you what you need to do to get them out, and then you get a little more comfortable and you can relax. There's not as much anxiety. I think there's always apprehension because you don't really know what's going to happen. But if you go out and you have a process and you have a game plan, and he certainly does, it's never easy, but it becomes less difficult.
1-1 on Scope, who singled his first at bat. It was a bloop, but it counts.
And if he's done his homework, he knows. And we've seen him the way he pitched Caleb Joseph. He's hit 5 home runs since the All-Star break in those 25 games the Orioles have played, and Scope's right with him. So he probably watched some film, knows he's a good high ball hitter, preferably out over the plate. If you throw him a hanging breaking ball, which Tanaka did, hit 2 home runs off him. Betances the other night throwing 98, hung a curveball, home run. So it's not that you don't throw a breaking ball, you just have to make a quality pitch, which is what he just did.
One and 2 on Scope. Markakis on deck. And he lays off that one. But Kluber has pitched in 66 games for the Indians. In his first 33, he was 9-10 with an ERA of 4.36. In his last 33, 17-6, 2.84. And again, it's amazing. An arm of this quality didn't debut till 25 years old as he gets Scope.
And then he goes to 95 right there. And what sets that pitch up is the fact that, yeah, it's got good movement and good velocity, but the slider early in the count. The back of Jonathan Scope's mind, he's thinking, and of course, very quiet. If you went back and looked at the guy that I pitched to, Catfish Hunter used to put that hat right on top of his head. And when he would do his sides, if he jerked his head a lot, the hat would fall off. And that's the way he part of the process of going out and actually pitching. So everything very steady, and then again, great natural ability that he's been able to hone into making quality pitches.
Nick walked his last at bat, flied out to the wall, leading off the game. And he'll take a strike.
Yeah, he's been red hot. A couple of home runs that go along with that average. Just missed the home run the first time up. The high skied one to deep right center field. Ball just kept going.
And that's why the Orioles' loss of Manny Machado hurts. Is Manny also on that list? Top 5 hitters in the month. There's Manny with the team.
Well, Manny had gone 50 for his last 150, so that's 333 with 8 home runs before he hurt the knee.
Nick trying to time that.
So that's a lot. That's not only a month, but that's a hot streak. When you're hitting 333 with 8 home runs. And
see, that's the young guys bench. You got Gosman's the old man there. He's 23, and there's Manny 22. So you got to be young to sit on that bench. Einar Diaz and Jim Presley on either side, so maybe not.
Well, those are the two hitting instructors.
Markakis bloops it. In on the ball is Holt, and he won't get there. It's in for a base hit. He misplays another one into a base hit.
Boy, is he getting some bad jumps on balls tonight. Big swing, ball off the fist. He goes back, ball falls in. Yeah, a little slider. Great angle right here. I mean, see, he kind of goes back, and now he's going to do the circle route. If he gets a good jump, which is not always easy, but again, coming out of the minor leagues, it's different backgrounds. I'm not sure if he played right field. Maybe he played center field. The ball comes off the bat, a little different. But what it does, and again, a couple of strikeouts for Chris Davis, it gets him to the plate in a 0-0 game.
And he'll take a strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, so he can move the ball around with the best of them too. If you look at the strike zone, it's a rectangle. So he's tonight pitched to all 4 quadrants of that strike zone with all 3 different pitches. Gomes coming in again. Just apparently missed the inside corner.
On the minors this year, he played left or center field, not right field.
Yeah.
So that must be the difference of the jumps. First lays off a breaking ball that bounces.
Well, if he's a good defender, and again, he did come in on a line drive the other night, I saw, and saved them some runs. So he'll figure it out. Well, there is the composite of what he's thrown, and they've all been, very few balls in the middle of the plate.
2-1 on Davis. Nose it back.
I see it's still a good enough stop, even in the fastball count. First looking fastball, or hitting off it. Couldn't quite get to it.
Well, he struck him out his last at bat on a real good breaking ball. He fooled him his first at bat on a called strike through.
That fastball away at 95. Well, you can see everything either in the dirt or up and in, which is where they like to pitch it. Gomes going away though.
The other night, Monday night, after Chris had a good game in the pinch hit and the pinch home run, he worked the count to full as he did here, and asked him on the postgame show about that, if that is a sign he's seen the ball. And he said, well, I really can't say that because it's only one at bat. I have to do that over and over before I can honestly say that, yeah, I'm really seeing the ball the way I need to. Markakis will run on 3-2. Strike 3 called at the knees, and Davis flips the bat. So Chris Davis 0 for 3. He has struck out 3 times. That is 7 Ks on the night for Kluber.
Pitching duel here in Cleveland. Bases loaded off of Corey Kluber. Couple of walks, strikes out Chris Davis for the second out. And then Adam Jones to get out of that trouble. Avila's trying to put the Indians on the board and makes what he thought was a questionable pitch off of Wei and Chen. Well, both of these guys really on their game. Kluber 5 innings with the 4 hits, the 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, very efficient, 65 pitches. Wei and Chen trying to match him, 1 walk, only the 2 base hits. To this point, no runs. So take a look at that. So that here's our Geico game highlights. 15 minutes, good save you, 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, only 6 hits in this game. Chen has walked 1. Kluber has walked 1. And Wei goes to work on the bottom third of the Cleveland lineup. 4 Ks for Chen. And a chopper foul.
Yeah, they started Zach Walters again, big time power in the minor leagues. So he comes over in that Asdrubal Herrera trade. I had asked him today. He said, I said, so you didn't hit a lot of home runs, then he hit 12, then he hit 27. This year he had 17. He said 2 guys. He goes Miguel Cabrera. He said Cabrera and Canseco, and I said really? He said Canseco talked about path of the bat head, A to B, the ball, and then I said, you mean Miguel Cabrera? He said yeah. He said he talked about just preparing yourself and having a plan. 2 home run hitters and 1 guy won Triple Crown and MVP a couple of times. Miggy, that's pretty good guys to talk to.
Dana DeMuth is giving Walters a lot of time here, and he may have hurt something on the swing, and now Terry Francona is going to come out with the trainer.
Yeah, reached on a couple of changeups and
you can see right at the end, yeah.
Yeah, oblique. Anytime you grab the rib cage, it's usually the oblique. I was watching a game with the Mariners. Michael Saunders took a pitch. Imagine that. You start to swing, you hold the bat up, and he went right on the disabled list. Because there's a separation, hands going back. I always talk about the hands go back, the foot gets down, and meanwhile the pressure on your midsection, the ab muscles, the obliques is tremendous.
Well, that's foul down the line.
Yeah, I wonder how he's feeling. I mean, he goes down and trying to take a look at him, and you finally get to the big leagues and you have a chance. I don't think he's healthy.
Well, he is DHing, so they could look at him after he gets back to the bench.
Yeah, but you could see obviously under some physical distress up there.
And the 0-2 is outside, doesn't chase. Lights are only now beginning to take effect.
Well, that's pretty much baseball until you get into September. Get 3-4 innings if you pitch quickly, and both of these guys have done that, where the lights don't take full effect. The one thing about Walters, he is a switch hitter, so right-handed, left-handed. It became the walk-off home run he hit the other night. He hit it left-handed, hit down into the visiting bullpen, which is right down the right field line here at Progressive Field.
Well, a lot of that one chasing Cruz bat, and that ball is gone. Yes, it is gone. The umpire at second base, Ed Hickox, finally said it was gone.
Well, like we said, big time power. Well, apparently he wasn't hurt.
Buck is going to come out and ask for an explanation from Ed Hickox. It was a delayed call.
Well, you got the yellow line out there, and the fan did reach. And I guess the determination is going to be, did he reach over the line into the field of play? If he did, it's a double. And they'll look at it. A nothing ball game. I mean, you don't even have to go out and challenge this. You just tell them you want them looked at. So take a look. So there's the ball. It looks like it does get over the railing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you have the yellow line and then you have the fence, and it looked like the fan reached over the fence, but still was above. Hands were above the that demarcation, which is that goldish yellow line that runs along. So there's the railing. He's reaching over, and
well, if he didn't miss the ball, it would be a non-issue.
Yeah.
I don't think you could reach down far enough to interfere, right? Isn't that why that rail's there?
Probably, but it looks like the ball, those hands are well over that line. And if that is the home run, it looks like the Indians are going to take a 1-0 lead here.
Well, Walters was down in the count 0-2. Looked like he may have strained an oblique and still hit it out.
So if this does stand, that will be the 20th home run. And
so it kind of bounced on top of the wall there and then came back down on the field.
Well, that's a home run. I would assume that line is the home run. And it went over it. And you slow it down right there, and well, there are the hands. There's the ball. It looked like it got the railing and then the top of the yellow.
Well, they sure are taking a long time. Now they're ready to make a decision, and it is a home run. So 1-0 Indians lead as Zach Walters hits his second.
Yeah, one left-handed, one right-handed. So between Canseco and Cabrera, he gives them a 1-0 lead.
And Chen, after getting ahead 0-2, couldn't put him away.
Yeah, he did not make a very good pitch. And if you get into the deeper into the count, he gets to see more pitches. And as it turned out, it was up. This kid's not hitting these home runs down the minor leagues by accident. He's got big time power.
Tyler Holt, a bunt single, his first at bat. Here's the strike, fastball on the outer edge. So Chen is 20th home run allowed. Right-handed batters have hit 17 of the 20. The only 3 lefties that have taken him deep: Kevin Kiermaier of Tampa Bay, a 2-run shot; Brandon Moss of Oakland; and Sin-Soo Choo of Texas. Moss and Choo both solos. Off the end of the bat to center field. Jones charging in on it and gets there for the out. 1 away. Time for our PNC minor league report, brought to you by PNC for the achiever in you. And Brandon Klein having a real good year for the Frederick Keys. Yesterday went 5 1/3 in a win over Wilmington. He allowed just 1 run on 6 hits, couple of walks, and 4 Ks. He is 8-6 for the Keys this season, 3.84. Most wins on the team, and he is tied for most starts with 23. And of course, he is a native of Frederick. Born, still lives there. Orioles drafted him in the 2nd round of 2012 out of the University of Virginia. So another guy on the map. Jose Ramirez now. He bunts but fouls it back. Walters still enjoying the compliments on that home run. What a strange at bat. Looked like he might have to leave the game and then stays in and hits it out.
Maybe he set him up. You know, I'm wounded.
Slowly hit to third. Flaherty's going to
better hurry.
Fires and got him in an eyelash.
Yeah, in spite of the helmet going.
Lance Barrett had to wait for the helmet to get by him before he made the call. He wanted to make sure he didn't get hit in the eye. Boy, that's concentration for you.
Well, he can get down there and again, hitting from the right side. So right here, circling it, and then we're letting it go. He beats him How about this at the 60-year anniversary celebration on Friday night? The relief pitcher Dick Hall, longtime Oriole, went to Swarthmore, smart guy. He goes. I keep hearing he was out by half a step. He said, "Do you know how long a stride is by?" I said, "What do you think? 5 or 6 feet?" So he said, "It's not a half a step. It's 6 inches, 8 inches." Remember, we always say, "Hey, out by half a step. Half step's 3 feet." And then when Dick started talking about if you played in a vacuum, the ball drops 32 feet for every second, he lost me there.
Right.
Just too smart. When it came to the big leagues, he was kind of my mentor.
As a pitcher, all that matters was did the out sign go up or not?
Well, lets me know that Dick is still in his 80s paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Meantime, it has gone to 3-1 on Kipnis.
Well, you're starting to get in, again, the stuff. The velocity's down a couple of miles per hour. So, third time through the order. This guy is a power guy, even though he had an oblique problem. So he missed almost a month. And for Jason Kipnis, he can steal bases, as we mentioned, 30 stolen bases last year, but we seen him hit home runs to left field, but that was at Camden Yards. But you keep getting into these 3-2 counts. You just can't make at least I couldn't make as many quality pitches because you got to aim for more of the plate. I'd like to be into more of those pitching counts.
Shakes off twice. Chopper over the mound. Hardy fires and got him. J.J. Hardy with a nice play. Takes a possible infield hit away from Kipnis. Orioles do-ups brought to you by Mazda. Adam Jones, Nelson Cruz, and Delman Young each trying to snap out of it 0 for 2. $50 to support Be More for Healthy Babies. The Orioles have drawn 295 walks for a total of $14,750. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Kluber now has the lead. It's just a one-run lead, but it's a lead. He has been able to get out of a couple of jams. One a bases loaded, one-out jam in the third by getting Davis and Jones on strikeouts back-to-back. And then a two-out double to Hardy. He got Flaherty to ground out.
Yeah, doesn't get in a lot of trouble, and when he does, again, the runner in scoring position, number under 200 for the year, and you see the result of that.
And Chris Davis is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Jones 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So 2 power threats have gone 0 for 5 and have not yet put the ball in play.
Well, just think about it. If you're played for the Indians, Kluber's on the mound with a 2.46 ERA. You don't feel like you have to get a bunch of runs. You just have to 2-3 on the board and take your chances.
Check swing at a breaking ball. Well, the Indians get him 4.56.
Yeah, last year almost got him 6 runs a game.
The other thing he does is he keeps you off base. He is the 11th best in baseball, 9.91 base runners per 9 innings.
Yeah, that's the whip.
Yeah, tonight is, well, I'm old fashioned.
Yeah, right. Well, that's walks and hits per 9 innings, same thing. It's about the only thing you can do on him. I mean, they don't run on him a lot. 14 attempts, 7 caught. So 7 out of 14. Not a bad number. The Orioles, as a team, don't run a whole lot. They hit home runs.
Bouncer to third, played there by Aviles. Jones is retired and 1 away. And as promised earlier in the game, here is our AT&T's fan photo. A couple of Camden Yards, all decked out in their Oriole gear.
Floppy hat.
Oriole bird t-shirt. There's Nelson Cruz. Nelly's 0 for 2. The Orioles have only 3 hits in this game. 4 hits, excuse me, 4 hits in this game. 3 singles and a double. And Nelson requests a time. Well, Nelson, Jim, against the Indians on the year. They say the 4-game series in Baltimore. He really feasted on the Indians pitching.
Yeah, T.J. House was going to start. Was one to right center, but he is not going to pitch. They're going to bring up Danny Salazar to pitch on Sunday.
That announcement came down during batting practice. Salazar can bring some heat.
Yeah, he actually ball back in the minor leagues, but he was up and down and pitched well. We'll get Carlos Carrasco tomorrow. He struggled early as a starter, pitched well in the bullpen, and now coming off a game against the Yankees, where he was able to beat the Yankees. In fact, the Indians, their last 2 games in New York, were able to win. And they split the doubleheader the other night.
0-2 on Cruz. And it's outside, doesn't chase the fastball.
Yeah, he has. When you talk about Corey Kluber, he has such a simple windup. Hands over the knees, front shoulder gets square. Just look at his left shoulder. That's your steering wheel. So it takes you pretty much where you want to go.
And another good take. Kluber has allowed 2 runs or less in 17 of his 25 starts. 1 run or less in 10 of the 25 starts. Well, Cruz has worked the count from 0-2 to full.
And he doesn't throw a lot of home runs. 2 in 5 starts in July. None this month. Another year, 10. And that's 10 in 170, what, 6 innings? Well, he can strike you out, doesn't walk in, doesn't throw a lot of home runs.
Sharply hit the third. Aviles plays the hop and then drops it.
Yeah, I think the first thing as a third baseman in a 1-0 game is you want to make sure you catch it, or at least knock it down, because again, Aviles, he doesn't have time to get in front of it, so he's going to backhand it. So when he deflects it, at least keeps it from being a double into the corner. And he chooses, if he takes a step back, I don't think he's going to throw him out. And he chose to backhand it. So the bad news for Corey Kluber, you have a runner at first. The good news, it didn't get by him for a double.
So the 4th error of the year on Aviles. The Indians are last in fielding. That is their 93rd error on the season. here is Delman Young, who is 0 for 2 on 2 pitches. Swings again. Avila's bare hand this time, and scooped on the back end by Carlos Santana. So Cruz ends up at second base in scoring position, but now 2 men are down. So 3 pitches he's seen all night.
Yep. Well, very aggressive early on, and there another bare hand grab by Mike Aviles, throws him out. That's the bad news. Good news, you get the tying run into scoring position.
So his game plan is see it, hit it.
Well, it's kind of like he pinch hits, and he said it's a terrific job. I mean, he's a very aggressive hitter. Always been a slash type of guy. Talking about Delman Young.
So can Hardy get a 2-out base hit to get Cruz in? He doubled his last at bat to right field on a ball that was misplayed by Tyler Holt. Upstairs 1-0.
JJ coming in at 343. Home runs down this year, but uses right field a lot more. I mean, to me, pretty tough out because of, again, the ability to hit the ball to right field more so than last year.
A lot of room in right center for him. And the dirt knocked down by Gomes. See Brantley a step towards left center, and Holt is a step the other way. Kluber, Jim was talking about the home runs and how they've decreased. Since his first start in July, he has made 7 starts and he's gone 6-0. It's just amazing. 1.33 ERA since he made his first start in July. And he's trying to get J.J. Hardy here to prevent this game from being tied.
Well, he's got 7 starts with 10 strikeouts or more. Only Eck, Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, with more. He did that 7 times. And he was pitching for the Indians back in 1976. Did it 8 times.
3-0.
Well, he probably does have the green light here. JJ, a good fastball hitter. That's what he hit for the double over the head of Tyler Holt in right field. Maybe not.
Or maybe he wasn't looking for that. Buck talks about it all the time. There's no longer fastball counts. They'll use anything they have.
No, but that's one of the luxuries of hitting 3-0. You can look for the fastball, right, which that was, and that was one of the few fastballs pretty much right down the middle.
And the 3-1 is inside, ball 4. Close pitch.
Yeah, he wanted the hanging slider. I mean, it stayed up in the zone, and it's kind of like the Avila strikeout right here. He thinks it's maybe low enough. Gomes kind of did a double take. So did Corey Kluber.
Well, from that angle, Gomes moved the glove more than I thought.
Yeah.
And in large part is why he didn't get the call.
Well, it was a ball. And he tried to move it into the strike zone. And so that'll bring up Ryan Flaherty. A base hit on a fastball. Ground out. Hit it very well, but right at the second baseman for an out.
First pitch 404 average. Let's see if Flaherty goes after it here. 484. There's the strike. So it came in off speed. Well, he let it go by.
I think that you know, part of the pitching and pitching well is to remember and kind of react to the way hitters react to you. So 2 fastballs, 2 good swings, 1 for 2. So I'm going to go to something else. And he's, again, because he's Corey Kluber, he's got that capability. He can get you out without even having to throw you a fastball. There's like a little cutter that he tries to hit the outside corner. One thing about Ryan, 89 points higher coming in. Runners in scoring position numbers over what the batting average was.
A ball and a strike, first and second, 2 down. Fouled off. Well, there was a mix-up there. Ramirez broke in behind Cruz, and Kluber delivered to the plate. Flaherty saw it, and he tried to slap the ball to shortstop. Ramirez was out of position.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ball was off the outside corner. That could have worked a lot of ways, either the shortstop or down the third base line.
So Kluber gets ahead 1-2. Big pitch in this game in the 6th inning. And he popped them up. Shallow left, Ramirez out, Rayburn in. And Ramirez squeezes it for the out. If Kluber gets out of another one. So the error walk and 2 men left. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. The Indians with a 1-0 lead. Take them out against his former teammate Carlos Carrasco. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by Dodge, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock on MASN 2 and WJZ. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
So second life for Carrasco in his last win against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Ubaldo comes out. He came off the DL and with a sprained ankle. Actually pitched very well. So he'll try to win number 5. Did pitch against the Indians and just didn't have much command, and pitched against Kluber, who shut him out that day. And he'll have a chance after being here last year, going 13-9, 4-0 in September with an ERA of a little over a run a game.
Now Chen has allowed just the 1 run on the solo home run by Walters. He has allowed only 3 base hits. A bunt single to Holt, a bloop single by Kipnis to left, and then the home run by Walters. Fly ball to right for Markakis. And 1 away in the Cleveland 6th inning. Well, Orioles fans, you can earn rewards for sharing and posting Orioles content on social media by joining the O's Bird's Nest. Join the conversation now at osbirdsnest.com. Plus, you can enter today's code Bundy before midnight to receive 2 bonus tokens and be entered to win a monthly prize of an autographed player photo or a year-end prize of 2 tickets to 2015 opening day. Join the O's Bird's Nest today and start being rewarded. Hey, Jim Palmer autograph. Look at that.
I know how. The National Card Show was here a couple of weeks ago.
Weak ground ball hit the second off the bat at Brantley, and Scope will get him in 2 quick outs.
Yeah, nice pitch. Up and in. Yeah, Michael Brantley, all-star. his best year ever. Wei and Chen makes quick work of him.
Chen is really pitching well, but he trails.
Well, this is a game about run support. You want to pitch well. If you pitch well and they score runs for you, you're going to win a lot of games.
He has the 5th best run support average in all of Major League Baseball. And it's actually down from earlier in the year. It's at 5.85 for Chen.
Well, he was up in the mid 6s for a long time.
4 strikeouts, just 1 walk, and only 3 hits allowed. Santana swings through it. Santana has grounded out and walked.
And what it does with run support, it allows you to win games that you normally wouldn't win. I mean, if you're averaging around 6 innings a start or somewhere around there.
Left field, Cruz back on it, and leaps up and makes the catch. What a play by Cruz as that ball took off. As Nelly hauls it in for the out and takes an extra base hit away from Carlos Santana. A lunging leap by Nelson Cruz, and Chen loves it. Cleveland, Corey Kluber, the best they've got, has 7 strikeouts on the night. Well, Wei and Chen, he's got it going as well. Chen has struck out 4, he has walked 1, and we have a pitcher's duel. It's a 1-0 game as we go to the 7th. And here's the Orioles box score. They are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They've had 4 base hits. Kluber has walked 2, so they've had 6 base runners. 7 base runners because 1 reached on an error, but they've left all 7 on.
Well, there's always that, I guess, the big mystery. Does good pitching stop good hitting? Tonight, so far, it has. And then the Orioles come in. The Tigers at 279, Royals 273. Runners in scoring position. The Orioles at 271. 3 points ahead of the Angels. But to this point, they haven't been able to get the big hit. Corey Kluber has something to do with that. In fact, a lot of it.
A lot of close calls as well. He's thrown so many strikes.
Well, you want to encourage the home plate umpire tonight at staying at the minute to call strikes. So where the glove is, are you in that zone? And the answer's been pretty much all night. And then again, he's got quality pitches and can't sit on any particular pitch. So 87, which for him is, again, I mean, it's not extraordinary high, but it's probably a little bit higher than he's used to because he's been that efficient.
Joseph down in the count 0-2. Caleb's 0 for 2. He has 7-game hitting streak going. His batted at a .340 clip over his last 14 games. Check swing at a breaking ball. Oh, and Webb. Joseph thought he checked. And Ron Culpa rings him up. Strikeout number 8.
He didn't swing. He didn't get that one right.
So 1 away here in the 7th. The Orioles have had the leadoff man reach just once in their 7 at-bats, and that was in the 3rd when Flaherty ripped a single in the right field, and they eventually loaded the bases. Scope is 1 out of 2 with a blue pit.
Yeah, when you look at all his numbers and you look at a 9-inning 3-hitter back on the 30th here against the Mariners, and you only throw 85 pitches. It's a Scotty McGregor game. I think Scotty once pitched a shutout 83 pitches. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Well, his day to pitch was yesterday, but the Indians were off.
Yeah, it's really affected him, hasn't it? Yeah, that extra day.
So he gets pushed to open this series. Aggressive swing by Scope. He fouls it back.
Yeah, they were playing the Diamondbacks and got rained out. Had to play the doubleheader. It would have been nice to have him pitch against the Diamondbacks, except that they were playing yesterday.
So they couldn't make it 2 days in a row. They had to do the doubleheader on Wednesday. And another strike at the knees.
Yeah, and certainly the velocity hasn't gone down. 94 with this little sink.
Well, 2-2 on Scope, 1 out, nobody on. And he got him with a breaking ball.
Well, like we said, again, he can strike him out with the best of them. This is strikeout number 9 right here. I mean, the bottom just drops out on this breaking ball.
There have been only 4 hitters in the Orioles lineup who have struck out in this game, but all 4 of them have multi-strikeout games. As Markakis comes up, 1 out of 2 with a walk. Davis has struck out 3 times. Jones, Joseph, and Scope have each struck out 2 times. So
well,
4 hitters account for all 9 Ks.
Well, sometimes if you're on a roll, that means you're confident, and that means you know you can make your pitches. And it was almost when he got behind Nick Markakis, he walked him to load the bases when he didn't make his pitches, because he knows Nick already had walked, already had gotten a base hit, almost missed an extra base hit the first time, and said, you know what, I'm not going to pitch to him, I'm going to pitch to Chris Davis, even though there'll be 1 out with the bases loaded, because I think I can strike him out. And he did. Not only did he strike him out, and then he got Adam Jones. Oh, he's like a machine.
Markakis takes back-to-back pitches. He's down in the count 0-2. Check swing, and it's low. Pittsburgh's down by a run as we play in the 7th. Terry Francona. Now at the helm here in Cleveland. Upstairs with a fastball, 2-2.
Well, they still think that even though they're 60 and 60, I mean, all you have to do is go back to last year when they won 92 games. They won their last 10 games to get into the postseason. So you still have 42 games to go. You got your ace on the mound.
Nick fights it off. Yeah, the only thing about the wild card at this time of year is how many teams do you have to pass?
Many.
And right now the Tigers have the number 2 spot. Seattle's a half game back in 3rd place. Then you have Toronto. Then you have the Yankees. Then you have the Indians. So there's 4 teams ahead of them, and that doesn't even count the Angels, who have the #1 spot at the moment in the wild card. 5 games ahead of Detroit for that spot. Nick fouls it off, scatters the Orioles by their bench.
Well, Tampa Bay is ahead of it's Cobb against McCarthy, 2-0. The Rays over the Yankees.
And if the Rays win that, they're back to 500. They'd be at 61 and 60.
Yeah, I mean, they were 24 and 42 at one point. And then you got Seattle ahead 6-1 over the Tigers. So they'll be 11 games over 500. They're certainly in the wild card hunt.
Outside.
Well, he doesn't want to give him a pitch to pull. And Nick's a machine as far as hitting the ball the other way. And so you see, I mean, again,
he's staying away.
Well, yeah, it's trying to stay away from his power. I mean, you got to go back. What, Nick's maybe hit 1 home run the last 4 years to the opposite field. So his power is pull.
Taps it off to stay alive. So a full count of 3-2. Nick about to see the 9th pitch in this at bat. Call to the bullpen.
And like we told you, 2.89 ERA for the Indians. And only Seattle a better bullpen ERA.
Well, 3-2 on Markakis, 2 outs and nobody on. One thing about Kluber, he is very deliberate between pitches.
Yeah, I think he would just.
It's part of his strategy.
I would think he would tell you, I'm focused.
So another 3-2 pitch with the bases empty and 2 down. And again, Markakis feels he takes too much time and requesting time.
Well, there again, they're trying to figure out, okay, we threw him a good breaking ball, he fouled it off. If you want to speed up the bat, hang one. So, certainly not as efficient as the Seattle game with 85 pitches. But every pitch has meant the whole game tonight. And there's another good breaking ball. Yeah, a little cut fastball. So Nick just trying to keep the bat alive. Maybe get something he can. Certainly, he's not a home run guy, but he's just trying to maybe find a gap somewhere.
He has extended his hitting streak to 7 in a row with his 5th inning single. He's now within 58 of tying Boog for 5th on the all-time list. Pops it up. Third baseman Aviles has a play, and he's got it. So a 10-pitch at bat, and Kluber wins the battle. 3 up, 3 down go the O's. 7th inning stretch in Cleveland. Brought to you by Miller Lite, and we go back to the 5th inning. 2nd pitch in the at-bat to Zach Walters. Swings awkwardly at an off-speed pitch outside. Appears to pull a muscle. Continues the at-bat. He fell behind 0-2 and then hit it out. So Walters, his second home run since coming to the Indians. And that's the only run of the game. And here's the pitching line on Wei-Yin Chen.
Yeah, so again, you can see tonight more change-ups than normal, and less breaking balls, and fastball is pretty much the same thing. So very efficient, 76 pitches, and again the only pitch after he got ahead 0-2, count went to 2-2, fastball up and out over the plate, and that's what Zach Walters hit for the solo home run. And now for Wayne, he just has to figure, okay, get these guys out here in the 7th and take my chances as the Orioles come to hit in the top of the 8th inning, when they will be right in the heart of their lineup.
Yan Gomes 0-2 with a couple of flyouts.
Of course, it's 3 pretty tough right-handed hitters.
Bounces in for ball 1.
And for the Indians, again, Bradley with 17 home runs, Santana hitting 4th tonight with 20, and then Yan Gomes with 16.
Gomes towards third, Flaherty to his left. And one away here in the 7th. Now, fans, on Labor Day, which is Monday, September 1st this year, the first 25,000 fans, 15 and over, at the game that day, a day game against Minnesota at 1:35, receive an Adam Jones bobblehead. Spend your holiday with family and friends and come on out and enjoy an exciting afternoon of Orioles baseball. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets now by calling 888-848-BIRD or just go online at Orioles.com. Ryan Rayburn check swing, and he went.
Yeah. Ron Culpa, if you even begin to swing, it's a strike tonight.
Rayburn is 0-2. Now he's down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
This is about as good a changeup as we've seen Wei-Yin Chen have. And when he learns that that's about as important of any pitch that he throws other than the fastball. I mean, those 2 pitches, fastball, changeup, look alike. 95 right off the corner. I'm wondering if maybe the gun's a little fast here, only because Wei-Yin Chen, first time I've seen him ever hit 95.
1-2 on Rayburn. Breaking ball bends around the plate, 2-2. Well, that changeup, without a doubt, that's the influence of Dave Wallace and Dom Chidi. They have been not preaching, that's the wrong word, but suggesting that this is a pitch that can help you.
Well, they're all for fastball command, and he's always had that. But the changeup, again, when you throw 66 to 68% fastballs, it looks like your fastball when you throw it right. So he already bought into it. I'll throw a lot of fastballs, but again, 2-seamer down and away, change up off it, much difficult to be hit.
And he got him. So after getting ahead 0-2, the count goes full, and he comes back to get Rayburn, 2 men down.
Yeah, and just rides a fastball. We threw enough off-speed pitch. Rayburn struggling a little bit compared to last year, big time struggle. Swings right through it. So we know he can hit the fastball away. Zach Walker, that's what he flicked. I mean, the ball was up and away. He just went out. Big, rangy, tall kid.
And fastball by him that time. Chen now with 5 strikeouts. He has walked just 1. And a little bit low. Bouncer. 2-1 the count on Walters. Chen trying to win his 13th. Kluber is trying to win his 14th. Max Scherzer of the Tigers leads the league with 14 wins. There's a base hit up the middle.
Well, you get the idea that this young man can hit the fastball. I mean, that ball was massaged back up the middle. So 22 doubles, 5 triples, 17 home runs this year after hitting 27 in AAA, which led the International League. Dead red hitter. That means fastball. I'm happy he only hit a single. As hard as he hit that ball.
Ryan Shaw now getting loose. One of 8 relievers. They were listed on the Terry Francona lineup card tonight.
Well, they got some hard throwers in that bullpen.
Tyler Holt will take a strike. Well, if you're the Orioles, you probably would rather take your chances on anyone not named Kluber.
Well, we saw that against Pineda. We got 1 run off him. Betances, threw the heck out of the ball. They tried to get an extra out or two, and he made 1 bad pitch. And he left. He took a deep breath, and Sean Kelly threw a 3-run home run. That was Wednesday night. But this bullpen is good. But you're right. I think I'd get Kluber out of there, bring somebody else in. Take your chances.
Indians bullpen has a 1-loss mark of 26-16. Holt fouls it back.
Yeah, Tyler Holt, a 300 hitter at AAA. But the power numbers are a little bit lower. 16 doubles, 2 home runs, 29 RBIs. But if you're the Indians and you make that trade for Masterson, trade to St. Louis, and Cabrera for Walters or to the Nationals, you get to see your young players.
Well, and apparently if the Nationals refused to include Walters for that deal, it would not have been made. Chen wanted it.
Well, he's saying, you know what, played 17 inches wide, ball's about 2 1/4. The edge can hit the corner, Mr. DeMuth. Dana DeMuth thought it a little bit outside.
And he got him on a breaking ball. Scoreboard at 0-2 and a swing. That's strike 3. The inning's over, folks.
Yeah.
Now let's go.
If that is strike 3, it's over.
Here are Honda do-ups for the O's as they come up down by a run. Chris Davis, Adam Jones, and Nelson Cruz. The telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Well, nice crowd here tonight, 27,845 on fireworks night. And it is a pitcher's duel, 8 hits combined, 4 by each pitcher, and Kluber clinging to that 1-0 lead.
Well, there's the pitch count, and so very efficient. Again, mixed them up. Done a lot of change-ups. Change-up 88, 90 miles per hour. Season high pitch count, 114 on a couple of occasions.
And Chris Davis will lead off. He has had a tough night. Not only 0 for 3, but 3 strikeouts. Goes after a pitch upstairs, 0-1. Way in, and Caleb talking it over. Matt Wieters there, and the interpreter.
Yeah, starts with the hands high, drops them. And when you drop them like that, the bat loops, and that's why guys that can overpower, you know, can throw 93, 95, can get the ball in right there. And he kind of overthrew that, kind of flat. He hasn't done that very often tonight. It's almost like if your hands are high and you're dropping them, why don't you start your hands a little bit lower and bring them up, and that way you'll stay on top of the ball a little bit. So able to stay alive on that breaking ball.
He now has 47 multi-strikeout games on the year.
I was talking to Jim Thome, who had over 600 home runs, and he said my hands started high, but I went back, so they stayed where I could actually feel like I was still swinging down on the ball. So just trying to make adjustments, but this is not a good guy to adjust on.
Stays alive with that.
And because I mean that curveball is a breaking ball, whatever you want to call it, because he throws both of them. Probably a little bit more hittable than the ones earlier in the game. The second strikeout on is probably, with the bases loaded, was about as good a strikeout or a good breaking ball as he may have ever thrown. If you're pitching and you get that kind of swing and the ball gets to break at 85 down and in, you don't forget those pitches.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Davis does not like the call.
We'll take a look. Does he get the corner? No, but Dana DeMuth calls him out. And you could see him bring the glove over. A lot of times umpires don't fall for that, but DeMuth goes along with it. The ball about maybe an inch or two outside the corner. Part of that, though, is he earned it only because he got it somewhere close to the glove, but it was a ball.
So 10 strikeouts for Kluber.
He ties X mark. Dennis Eckersley back in '76. 8 times did he strike out 10 or more in a season as a starting pitcher.
Adam Jones bunted at it, fouled it off, and it got a piece of his hand.
Yep. They're trying to get on base, and I don't know if it hit
Adam is saying it hit him. It didn't hit the bat.
Yeah, but was he bunting at it? Because if he is, and
he's saying he's taking it back.
Yeah. Well, he was trying to get out of the way.
Was the index finger looked like?
Well, it looked like the skin was off, maybe.
And it definitely hit him. So in the opinion of the umpire, did he pull the bat back? Adam is trying to convince Dana DeMuth that he did, as is Buck very calmly.
Yeah, I don't think he tried to bunt it when you look at that angle.
Of course, in a game like this, you're down by a run in the 8th. The way this guy's pitching, base runners are at a premium.
Well, I mean, it's bleeding. He got hit. So the determination is, was he bunting at it or not? So if it hit his finger, it didn't hit the bat. But if he was trying to bunt and it hit his finger, then he's going to ask, how did you see it down at first base? And
well, he's been calling check swings all night.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't mean he didn't see it. So he got hit by the pitch, and Dana DeMuth's going to ask Ron Kulpa down at first, was he trying to get out of the way, or did he attempt to bunt the ball?
Well, they're going to look at it.
I mean, the intention was to bunt for a base hit, and then it does appear that almost like dodgeball, trying to get out of the way when the ball ran up and in. Now, this may be something, Jim, that the umpires are doing on their own.
Right, to make sure they get it right. Well, batter hit by pitch is on there. That is challengeable.
Because if anything, the bat, the bat is move. Watch the bat move away from fair territory.
Manager's challenge, the home run one, that was a request.
Yeah.
And you are allowed to challenge a hit by pitch.
Well, normally, if you're going to bunt the ball, the bat actually gets out in front of the plate, or at least it's even. The bat is definitely coming back. Now, whether they interpret that or not, we will find out.
Well, I mean, you get a base runner on, you got a home run hitter coming up.
And watch see the bat. The bat is actually, he's trying to get the bat out of the way, and the ball inadvertently hits his finger.
He did not offer at it.
Nope.
Once he saw he was about to get plunked, Buck was going to walk over and talk to Ed Hickox, who was the second base umpire. So Ron Kulpa and Dana DeMuth on the headsets, they would be the two involved in the play. Dana's the crew chief. Buck talking with Ed Hickox, who is the second base umpire tonight.
So you either get a base runner or a one strike and no ball count. And this is probably going to take 6 or 7 minutes when you factor in the fact that you had the discussion and then they're going to review it.
Still have not yet signaled. Dana DeMuth is going to calmly tell Buck. So now Ron Kulpa getting involved with the explanation of the decision. Buck does not seem pleased, which would lead you to believe that they're going to say it hit him. And Adam is walking back behind the plate.
Well, Adam's a realist. He's getting ready to hit.
What's interesting about that is we saw the different angles of the replay that we had, and in every one it looked like he was pulling the bat back, which means you're not offering
well,
it.
the intention was to bunt for a base hit, but as the ball ran into him, the movement of the bat was away from the ball. He got hit on the finger. Obviously, they didn't see that.
Yeah, but there are umpires looking at that in New York, right?
I understand that.
No, but
yeah, their interpretation was that apparently that didn't happen.
Yeah, and from what we're told, New York did not make an official ruling on it. But if there's not an official ruling, why is Adam going to go back and hit?
Well, because the umpires here on the field.
Now, finally, Dana DeMuth just said, you offered at it. And Buck still isn't happy and convinced with the explanation. Dana DeMuth just gestured with his two hands that Adam offered to bunt at him.
So the count will, well, it has to.
And now Dana DeMuth is going to call Terry Francona out. So that will not be a challenge charge to Buck Showalter, as the batter offered at the pitch, eventually in the opinion of the umpires. So Adam will bat with a count of 0-1. Dana DeMuth talking with Terry Francona for quite a while. Francona has to be pleased with the outcome.
Yeah, but he's not happy that his pitcher stood out there for 7, 8, 9 minutes.
So Richie Van Sel's put a Band-Aid on the looked like the knuckle of the index finger of Adam.
Well, I'm sure their interpretation is if you swing at a ball and get hit, it's a strike. He tried their interpretation, he bunted at it. So therefore, whether it hit him or not is irrelevant.
Good aggressive cut there, 0-2.
Well, you don't get too many high fastballs that hit off of Corey Kluber. And that was one of them.
Nothing in 2 on Jones with 1 out, nobody on. And he won't chase. And on the roller, Kluber gets to it. And the underhand toss will get Jones. So after all that, Jones is retired and 2 men down. And Adam barking at Ron Copa a little bit. And Buck's coming out to protect Adam. And Buck's going to continue the conversation with Ron Copa. In a close game like this, that's a huge play. And the frustration of feeling that your hitter didn't offer and then having the umpires disagree. A 2 down for Cruz. He was hitless on the night. And pitch in there for a strike. Looked like that cutter.
Yeah, just a little bit of movement, so you give up on it a little bit.
And there's a base hit up the middle for Cruz. So Nelly is on with 2 down. And here comes Francona.
Now this is kind of old-time baseball where with a 1-run lead, whether it's 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, you're not going to allow your starter to get the loss. And your bullpen's good, whether it's Shaw or Cody Allen to close. They're going to get on their feet as they should. Heck of a game.
So Kluber leaves. Brian Shaw comes on. 1 on, 2 out in the 8th.
run his record to 14-6. He would strike out 10 tonight. All kinds of assortment of pitches. Quality stuff. Fastballs, sliders, curveballs, occasional change. So he will leave with a 1-0 lead. The Zach Walters solo home run off of Wei and Chen. So there it is. So again, season 52% fastballs tonight, a few more. Breaking balls down, and changeup's pretty much the same. So cannot lose. Chance to win for the 14th time, and it all comes up to Brian Shaw, who's been lights out against right-handers. They're hitting 151. A little bit different against the lefties, but this is a matchup situation. And Delmon Young happy to see Kluber out here. Yeah, so there we go. Fastball, and that's usually a cutter. Almost everything moving. Average fastball about 94 miles per hour. Slider at about 83. About 11 mile per hour difference, but all run away from the righties.
And a base hit to right field for Delmon Young. Cruz will go to second and stop there. Delmon is on. He is 1 out of 4.
Yeah, so you're Terry Francona. You bring him in. You can see low ERA, record over. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Almost a strikeout per inning. But there's the numbers. Lefties. They hit him well, but this is, you're not going to pinch hit for Hardy. You aren't going to pinch hit for Young. With Delmon, after going 0 for 3 against Kluber, shoots one into right field.
So now, with the runner at second, a single could tie the game, and there's Cody Allen, who's their closer.
And there are 15 saves for Cody Allen. John Axford got traded to Pittsburgh yesterday.
Well, JJ with a chance to get this game even. Inside 1-0.
Yeah, gapper right here. The Orioles may take a lead. You can see outfield, medium depth, not overly deep.
Good breaking ball there.
Yeah, so there's about 10, 11, 12 mile per hour difference between the breaking ball, and it was a good one at 82. Starts on the plate and just veers off it.
Hardy missed 3 games with the thumb injury. He's benefiting from a rain out and a day off. And a good take.
You can see that little cut action.
Cruz at second, Young at first. Orioles down 1-0 in the 8th. Back to the upper deck.
Yep. Another cut fastball. Second year for Shaw, who came over from Arizona with Trevor Bauer, one of the starters. 70 games last year for the Indians. He did a nice job. 7-3 record.
And he's allowed only 4 home runs, so he keeps it in the park.
Well, the Orioles still looking for that elusive base hit with a runner in scoring position.
Line drive, center field, base hit for Hardy. Here's Cruz around third. He's coming to the plate. Here's the throw. It's up the line, and we are tied at 1. Oh, a clutch base hit for J.J. Hardy. And Shaw comes on and gives up back-to-back base hits.
Yeah, one on a cutter fastball. This looked like a little breaking ball. So J.J., nice adjustment. Swings through the slider early on. Well, the Orioles now here in the 8th inning with 3 hits. I mean, there's your slider down and away. Pretty much probably where he wanted to throw it, and then Brantley doesn't make a good throw. Off the mark. Would have been bang bang if it's on line, and it isn't.
Yeah, and Brantley's got 11 assists, so you know he's caught his share. So Terry Francona is going to go to his closer, and it was Nelson Cruz off Kluber with 2 down that got it going, and J.J. Hardy gets him in. So we're tied 1-1. O's still batting in the 8th.
the Orioles rally as they've tied it up here in the 8th inning. Again, a lot of fastballs. I mean, power arm, 86, 80, or 96, 97 miles per hour. Hard breaking ball, knuckle curve ball, about 86, 87. So good numbers. And again, when you look at 15 out of 16 in the saves, low ERA. He has saved his last 14 in a row and given up 3 earned runs in the last 30 innings with 39 strikeouts. So power pitcher. Again, if you're Terry Francona, you want to stop the bleeding right here and see what Ryan Flaherty can do against Allen.
Well, those are real good numbers. Surrounding 22 of 25. Young and Hardy out there. And a high pop up to shallow left. Ramirez out, Rayburn in. Oh, it's not Rayburn out there anymore.
Chris Dickerson.
Yeah, Chris Dickerson came on defensively, so the Orioles scratch out a run. We head to the bottom of the 8th, brand new game tied at 1.
Magnificent performance tonight. I mean, hardly walked, one guy? Only the solo home run by Zach Walters. Striking people out, giving the Orioles a chance to win. And there is the composite of his pitches. A few more changeups tonight, very effective. And again, only the home run, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. And now our Jiffy Lube pitching change is good, especially when your oil's getting changed at Jiffy Lube. Give your vehicle relief with regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube and help stretch the life of your engine. Andrew Miller on for the Orioles. He comes over from the Red Sox and pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher, but anywhere 93, 96 with a fastball, big swooping slider that he'll throw almost 50% of the time. And he can get righties and lefties. You can see 47 1/3 innings, only 27 base hits. Keeps the ball in the ballpark.
Jose Ramirez takes low. Miller staring in at Dana DeMuth.
Well, only when Nelson Cruz is hitting is the low strike being called tonight.
And there's a strike. Well, speaking of strikeouts, in relief, highest strikeouts per 9 innings. Nobody better.
Yeah, Betances, I mean, he feels like he's a mere mortal. 13.
Ramirez doesn't like that call.
Well, I don't think he likes Andrew Miller. Who does? I mean, big, tall, 6'7", throws downhill.
Nice framing there by Caleb. Ooh, got a piece. 1-2.
Well, what he does for the Oriole bullpen, which was a good bullpen as it is, but he gives you a lefty other than your closer. It's used in the closing role, Zach Britton, that can get righties and lefties out, and the numbers support that. You know, Mattis, a left-handed specialist.
And he got him on a breaking ball. Caleb clears the path and fires. Ramirez always hustling. So a strikeout for Miller and 1 away.
And a nice hard slider. You establish your fastball, bury the slide ball.
Ooh.
And all you have to do is make sure it stays under the zone. And that's the way. It's all about executing your pitches. And, of course, having a lot of natural ability. Former #1 draft choice for the Tigers. Threw about almost 100 when he came to the big leagues. Rushed to the big leagues.
Strike 1 to Kipnis.
And he's a good kid. Always has been a good kid. I mean, if you're a left-handed hitter, you think like he's throwing out a right center field.
His locker in the home clubhouse at Camden Yards is now on Relievers Row. And when he was acquired, when he reported to the Orioles, he was on the far wall, not on Relievers Row. And then the game started. He went out. When he came back in, they had moved his locker through the game. He came in to see, where's my stuff? I'm over here now with all the relievers. And a foul ball.
When we were checking in the hotel here in Cleveland, I mean, it looks like the NBA's coming in with some of the.
Yeah, that's some big guys on this team now.
He certainly can play center.
You also got some guys that look like they're linebackers. Shallow center field, long run in for Jones, but he covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, it really gets a good jump. I mean, your first step is so important if you're an outfielder. If you can get the direct route to the ball, or take that drop step. Drop step is where that. Most outfielders they'll play with maybe one leg a little bit in front or behind the other one, and you take that drop step where you get back on your back leg because you don't get a good read, and there is their coach, their mentor.
He is always watching.
Yeah. There you go. Where do you want to play? And always trying to figure with a hard thrower like.
Fly ball to left, playable for Cruz. Nelly's there, and Miller has a 3-up, 3-down inning. So on we go in this pitcher's duel. We head to the ninth. Birds will have Davis, Joseph, Stope, and Markakis coming up. By Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at ococean.com. 27,845, the crowd here tonight. And they are seeing an entertaining game. And if you love pitchers duels, this was your night. So the closer's already in for the Indians as Allen came on and got the final out of the 8th. Here's Caleb Joseph to lead off.
And for Cody Allen, 11 for 90 left-handed batters with 1 home run. Righties 1 out of 4. There's the knuckle curveball. You can get the idea that Dana DeMuth is more of a high ball umpire than a low ball umpire. And that curveball hardly ever gets called. 3 home runs in 88 bats. And there's the better knuckle hook. And you can see how hard it is. So about a 10-mile-per-hour difference. Almost 96 mile per hour. The average fastball from Cody Allen. And the knuckle hook. Dipping and diving.
Caleb is 0 for 3 on the night. And doesn't chase a ball and 2 strikes.
Hey, how about if you're a rookie? Hit home runs in 5 consecutive games. Came in hitting well
set
over,
a record.
Yeah, tied a record. I think he tied a record.
No, he said it. The
For
record was 4.
Okay, then I guess he probably. But anyway, you're hitting over 360 coming in, and you got to face Kluber and this guy. Welcome to the big leagues.
Gus Triandos and Ramon Hernandez also had hit it 4 straight.
Really?
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Caleb.
You have a record.
You have a record. I'm sure he's aware of.
And he fights it up. Well, how about this, Jim? When Caleb has an RBI, the Orioles are 13-1. It's a fluky stat.
Well, that means that, because he usually hits at the bottom of the lineup. It means that you're usually with all the other guys that you're getting a little bit more production from the lower part of the lineup.
And he works the count full.
Yeah, you're looking for base runners, and you'll take them any way you can.
And he walked him.
Well, there's or at least your borderline pitch. Again, he gets the high curveball, and Dana DeMuth consistent all night long, with probably one exception. David Lowe's going to come in. The pinch run for Caleb Joseph, so you got some speed.
Well, there's another example of how Buck Showalter just knows how to use his bench. He easily could have put David Lowe in for Nelson Cruz, and then once Delman Young became the go-ahead run at first, could have put him in there, saves him for the 9th inning, and now he has him on, leading off in the 9th. And here is Scope.
Obviously, it looks like he's going to bunt. And Avila's way in at third. So with that kind of speed, it's in the old days when you were a pitcher, usually you had your catcher batting 8th, and it was Andy Etcheborn. You had to make a good bunt with Elrod Hendricks, ran a little bit better. Maybe didn't have to make the quality bunt. Just if he's going to bunt, just get it down to first baseline.
And he does. It's hard. Santana goes to second, and he's out at second base.
But not that hard. What a play by Santana. Risky. And almost bunted it by him. This doesn't bunt a whole lot, and obviously bunted too hard, but they come in with the defense. Look at this great angle right here. One hop, doesn't hesitate right there, and then a bullet. And if that throws off at all, Lowe's going to be safe. You're going to have first and second, nobody out.
Aviles was so close to him. If he had bunted it to third base, it would have gone by him, but he saw that, so tried to push it to first.
Well, he bunted it to the proper direction. He just bunted it too hard. And then the other part of the equation is Santana made an excellent play.
Here's Markakis. Lineup turns over. Ball 1 low. Zach Britton and Darren O'Day getting up. So if the Orioles get a run, you'll see Zach. If they don't, you'll see O'Day. Vick is 1 for 3 on the night. He's also drawn a walk. And Ball 2.
Yeah, not a save situation, but when you bring the closer in, and as it turned out, I mean, it's going to, if he gets through this inning, going to be a 4-out save, not save, but stint. It's the same thing. They just want to get 3 outs before they get a run. Orioles just hoping that maybe Nick or somebody can hit one up the gap.
Strike on the corner. And Allen came on and stranded 2 in the 8th. He got Flaherty on the fly ball to shallow left. They're trying to keep it tied going to the 9th. The managers anxiously looking on from their respective benches. Count evens 2-2 on the foul ball.
Another survivor of Tommy John surgery. How about when he was drafted? A guy with this kind of arm. I mean, what is the 689th guy drafted in the draft? He's in the big leagues as a closer with this kind of arm. 698, 23rd round. Maybe the Tommy John had something to do with that.
Long look at Scope. And he got him.
Yeah, there's the power hook. Ball goes straight down and Nick just swings over it. Doesn't happen too often.
So that is the 11th strikeout for the O's in this game. And here's Chris Davis, who owns 4 of them. Shift is on against him. High pop-up foul. That'll be in the crowd down the third baseline.
Yeah, Rick Manning, who former outfielder here for the Indians, has been broadcasting since 1990, or a long way. He was talking before the game about how far the ball goes with such an easy swing for Chris Davis. Obviously, the Orioles are hoping for that now. Easily hit some or drive one up the gap. And
it's low, 1-1.
Time for the ball game with 2 outs, and for Jonathan Scope, it's not about stealing the bases, just making sure you get a good primary lead and maybe a good secondary lead, and if you do get one for extra bases, maybe have a chance to score.
Inside. Well, the way they're playing, Davis with the shift, Scope might be able to get second base easily. Look at where Ramirez is. He's the shortstop on the other side. Kipnis is in right field, and Aviles is at third. And if Jonathan got a good jump, it would be a race to the bag.
Well, for Yan Gomes, he'd have to actually, like a quarterback over the middle, he'd have to throw it right to the bag and hope that the second baseman would get there.
High pop-up. Shallow left. There's Chris Dickerson. And he's got it for the out. And the inning ends. Orioles strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. If the O's are to win, they'll need extras. game even with a clutch 2-out RBI hit in the 8th inning. The Orioles are 12-4 in extra inning games. They will need to get it to the 10th to win this. McCunley comes on for Caleb Joseph, who is lifted for a pinch runner. So Nick will take over, and Andrew Miller stays on. He had a 3-up, 3-down 8th on just 12 pitches. Brantley, Santana, and Gomes 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. And the Orioles now with 2 men on the bench, Cord Phelps and Steve Pearce, the only 2 left. And Brantley fouls it back. Brantley has hit this on the night. Chen was real good all night long, but in particular, Jim, the heart of the lineup, 3, 4, 5, and 6, no hits. You navigate your way through the danger zones.
Well, that's kind of the way he had to pitch against Corey Kluber. Did not give up the run.
Atchison now getting loose in the bullpen for the Indians. Looks like he would come on. Brantley is 2 for 6 against Andrew.
Which is kind of an amazing number. As tough as he can be on lefties.
Fouls off the 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, 4 of his 17 home runs against lefties. I mean, just wearing out right-handed pitching. He came in at 355. Because the lefties hanging in there at 257.
Miller from the extreme third base side of the rubber. And a weak ground ball hit towards Scope. 1 away in the bottom of the 9th inning. Fans, you can follow every Orioles game with MLB.com at bat right there on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. You get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, the free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Download it at the App Store or visit Orioles.com today. So Miller comes on, gets his 4 men, and he will leave. Darren O'Day's coming on to get the final 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
In the 9th inning, well, there you are, sinker rising fastball from the submarine arm angle, and then the breaking ball at various speeds. Worked on a changeup, very rarely ever throws it. Another marvelous year for him. Been able to stay healthy, multiple innings. The average last year over 300 against left-handers. That's down. And usually keeps the ball in the ballpark. Santana, 20 home runs on the year, 15 hitting from the left side, which is where he's going to hit off of O'Day. He has never faced Darren O'Day. And it's almost like he's got Andrew Miller. I guess Buck Showalter saying I want to have him ready. I don't want to prolong the outing. So he goes to Darren O'Day, even though Santana hits more home runs from this side of the plate.
Those fans hanging in on this cool evening in Cleveland.
It's going to get warm tomorrow. It's going to be almost 80. Today was maybe in the high 60s.
Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Santana, in unusual years, you see the shift against him. Jim told you about the power. 15 home runs from this side of the plate, but he's batting only .210 left-handed, so it's kind of been an all-or-nothing year for the left side for him. Hard hit ball towards the shift. Scope off the glove. That's a base hit.
Yeah, better hurry. The deflection that Santana's thinking about maybe turn it into a double.
So even with the shift, Santana reaches.
Boy, did he hit that ball hard, but on the ground with a sinker. And Jonathan Scope, I mean, it's going to be bang bang. He runs well if he can catch a great angle right here. You see how that ball scorch going to his right, and then trying to backhand it. And when he does, he kicks away from Nick Markakis.
Two guys who have the extreme shifts on them all the time.
Well, the play that Santana, I mean, if they go on to win this game, I mean, it's going to be pivotal when he came in on the bunt and threw out David Lowe at second when the Orioles were trying to get the go-ahead run into scoring position.
O'Day has been pitching extremely well. 6 consecutive scoreless appearances. We'll face Yan Gomes here. Winning run is on with 1 out.
That series, the 2-game series against the Yankees, 2 2/3 innings. A little bit uncharacteristically why he walked 3 guys. He's only walked 15 all year. It's a big swing on a breaking ball.
In his last 21 games, O'Day has allowed 1 run in the 24 innings. That is an ERA of 0.38. Tremendous asset in the Orioles bullpen. Fastball a little high, 1-1. Gomes is 0 for 3. Here's the winning run at first, Carlos Santana. Too high with the fastball, 2-1.
Yeah, so Darren going, where can I go? Stay out of harm's way, and Gomes saying, where can I get a ball, because he has 21 doubles to go along with 16 home runs and throw in a triple.
Big pitch here on 2-1. Throw to first. Santana back. The Orioles outfield really is playing straight away as where they would be playing. They're not a little deeper for the no doubles defense, whereas Adam covers so much ground.
Yeah, that might change with 2 outs, but he's just, if you're a center fielder, you want to be on one shoulder or the other of the pitcher so you can actually see the ball when it gets into the hitting zone. That's how you get those good jumps.
Off the glove of O'Day, he will run it down and get the out at first. He may have saved the base hit. The winning run is in scoring position, but now 2 men are out.
Yeah, a little breaking ball that Gomes He actually has a nice swing. 2-1, stays with it, hits it back up the middle. I would imagine, even though I imagine Scope might have had a chance to catch that ball playing so far up the middle, but you're right. When he knocks it down, meanwhile, Santana's going to. So again, the go-ahead run, and who do you want to pitch to here?
Chisenhall will pinch hit for Dickerson. First base is open, and he will be walked.
Yeah, you would figure that. I mean, Chisenhall, when the Orioles saw him when the Indians came into Baltimore, he was hitting .350. And he had a really big series. Home runs, doubles, singles.
Plus, he is 2 for 3 with a home run off O'Day.
Yeah, so obviously you got the young rookie on deck. Zach Walters is already homered to get the Indians on the board off of Wei and Chen. Well, walk-off home run in that doubleheader the other day, and he's going to have a chance again to give him a win if he can come up with a base hit.
So Chisenhall will head to first, and O'Day now will go against the switch hitter Zach Walters, who will come up from the left side against Darren. He is 1 for 6 from this side since coming over to the Indians and coming up. The home run Jim just talked about, that's his only hit as a left-handed batter in his brief appearances. So now a single could win the game with Santana at second.
You know, as a former catcher, Santana has excellent speed. 2 outs, he's going on contact. You're an infielder trying to knock it down if you can't catch it.
Wow, he reared back and tried to time it, and a vicious hack.
Well, we know he can hit the fastball from the other side because he hit the home run on a 2-2 pitch, and then he nailed a base hit into center field off William Chen.
Wayne Kirby moving the outfielders. See Nelson Cruz, top of your screen there on the left, came a little closer to the line. Hold down the line. That is a foul ball.
Wow. Darren O'Day gets away with a hanging breaking ball. Sometimes you have to have good fortune on your side. As this is up in the zone, and he just rips it.
You knew it was going to be foul by the ball boy down there.
What, diving out of the way?
Yeah, it's coming right at me.
Heat-seeking missile right at you, so he gets out of the way. So now, if you're Darren O'Day, you've got a lot of room to try to pitch out of the zone. And to get it to chase.
2 on, 2 out, 1-1 game in the ninth. And O'Day turns and looks back to second as Hardy was trying to keep Santana close to reduce that secondary lead.
Yeah, he's been getting a huge lead.
Walters has never seen O'Day.
And O'Day has never seen Walters.
Nothing in 2 the count. Foul back. He does not get cheated.
No, well, he had a pretty good swing because that's a nice little breaking ball. He started on the inside corner, tried to get in on his fist, and Darren wasn't able to get there. You pitched him in, he had a good swing. You pitched him up, he's had a good swing. Throwing him a breaking ball, got it up. He hit it foul, just missed the double. You can see right here, Hundley going, get the ball down.
How's it back?
And he throws him a fastball.
So Walters, drafted by Arizona in 2010 out of the University of San Diego, the school where Brian Mattis went. And then he was traded to Washington for pitcher Jason Marquis the following year. So he was only in the Arizona organization a year and a month. And then the day of the trading deadline, traded here for Asdrubal Cabrera.
And since then, he's become a power hitter. Again, Miguel Cabrera and Jose Canseco giving him some tips.
And he got him. Goes upstairs and Walters strikes out. Darren O'Day gets out of it, and we are going extras. A single, a walk, and a swinging strike three on the fastball up in the zone, and we head to the 10th in Cleveland. Exceptionally well in extra innings. How about winning 12 out of 16 on the year? And they get this game to the 10th. 1-1 game on a night the pitchers have dominated, and the chances by the teams, several, go by the wayside. There's Mike Aviles. He moves from third base to left field. Lonnie Chisenhall, who pinch hit for Dickerson, stays in the game at third base, and Jim, here is Scott Atchison coming on.
Yeah, well, the Orioles certainly know him. They saw him early on with the Red Sox, saw him earlier in the season. So, again, a lot of breaking balls. Fastball around 92, slider, curveball. Nice little record for him. Pitches well, gets righties and lefties out. Real good slider. And again, it really doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, averages both lefty and righty a little bit in the 220 range. Seems like he's been pitching forever.
It does. He was old when he was on the Red Sox.
Well, he is 38, and which is not that old if you're my age. He's a youngster.
Or mine. Here's Adam. Upstairs with the fastball, 1-0. Cruz on deck, then Delman Young, so 3 home run threats. Orioles still have 2 players left on their bench, Phelps and Pierce. 2 left on the Indians bench as well. Adam, a high fly ball to right. Back on it is Holt. And he's got it for the out, so Jones retired and 1 away.
Yeah, he just knows how to pitch. Scott Atchison, I mean, he started all the way back in 1999, starting pitcher. He was with the Mariners and a couple of years in Japan. 2008, 2009 came back, and that's when the Orioles started to see him as he signed with the Red Sox. Pitched with the Red Sox 2010, 11, 12. Last year with the Mets, had all kinds of physical problems, elbow and groin. But he is 38, but he's a pitcher. Not overpowering, but he just makes good pitches. That's a nice little slider, isn't it? Go straight down.
Zach once again getting loose just in case the O's get a run. Cruz got the rally going in the 8th that got this game even. A 2-outs single off of Corey Kluber. He was the last batter that Kluber faced. Swings for another one.
Well, if you get something up in the zone, Nelson Cruz can mash it pretty well, and that's. I mean, even the single, the bat's so quick, and how they try to pitch him, they try to crowd him, and then they try to do what Scott Atchison just did, throw him that slider.
Bouncer to second. Kipnis gets Cruz in 2 quickouts. And another reason why Buck in the 8th inning did not pinch run for Cruz or Young is now they still are in the game and still batting here with a chance to help the Orioles win it. And Delman is 1 out of 4. And it bounces in the dirt. Cooled off a little bit. He was 3 for 17 on the homestand. But since the break, he has hit an even 300 coming into this game. 15 out of 50. Popped up. Santana over hoping for a play. Kipnis there as well.
Much better angle, but Santana takes it, yeah.
So Atchison comes on and has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 10th. The Indians coming to bat. Wei-Yin Chen leaves it up, and Zach Walters hits it out. A solo home run. That made it 1-0. Then the Orioles in the 8th. 2 on for J.J. Hardy. Goes down and gets it off Brian Shaw. Hits it to center field. And Nelson Cruz, who had single with 2 down off Kluber to get on, came around. So as we get to the bottom of the 10th, just a 1-1 game. 7 hits for the O's, 5 for the Indians. And the Indians have committed the game's only error. The Orioles have left 10 men on base in the game. Cleveland has left 6.
Yeah, the Orioles had their chances. I mean, not a lot of them, but Corey Kluber again is runner in scoring position number under 200. So extra innings, the Orioles are 12-4 in extra innings, and the Indians are 7-6. Both teams coming in averaging 4.4 runs a game. But pitching can put a halt to that.
Tyler Holt will lead off. Jose Ramirez is on deck, the shortstop, then Kipnis.
Now remember the bunt the first time, so you'll play a little bit shallower at third base. That's what Flaherty will do. And opens up some holes.
Outfield straight away. On the fastball upstairs.
So you play in and maybe a step over. Just trying to take away any. don't have to play on the line. Was fond of that, but you can Ryan making sure the ball's not hit to his right. Like Brooks Robinson used to do it, is cheat the line and actually move to the hole. So you kind of read the ball as it got into the hitting zone.
Real good slider.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect slider down and away.
Well, that was a strike until it wasn't.
That's kind of what, you know, normally if you're an overhand pitcher, it's the tilt on your slider. But the key for Darren, he'll tell you, is still the front shoulder. He has to get it closed. It kind of triggers the whole rhythm. See, that's a mistake, and
Jones with the lunging grab.
Yeah, what a play. And part of that is you're not playing very deep. But what a jump. He hangs a slider. It looked like it's going to be a base hit. Look at him come all the way to left center field quickly. Boy, he is. I mean, he's won Gold Gloves, but I think this may be his best year as far as going down and running them down. And one of it is, you know, every time when he'd be talking, and Palmer, how you doing, Jones? How are you? You know, I don't think he knows my first name, but he keeps asking me about Paul Blair. Could really go get it. And to be compared to that is what you really kind of look for, and that's, Adam it's all about getting your jumps. We know he can throw. The other day he was saying that, how well did Blair throw? I said, not like you. But then again, he played so shallow, he didn't have to. Not that many guys run on him, but Adam, he's got a cannon. He can throw with the best of them.
One the count on Ramirez. Switch hitter batting left. And he fouls it off.
Now, he did hit a home run. They were talking about it. It was off of Brandon McCarthy, and it was they called it a wall scraper in Yankee Stadium. So he doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but hit it right down the line.
Well, Tampa Bay has shut out the Yankees. That game is a final. And Toronto is trailing 11-4 to the White Sox at Chicago in the 5th. And he got him.
Well, if you start going back and when the Tampa were struggling and they came to Baltimore, take a look right here, just rides a fastball, a little riser. Joe Madden said very simply, Buck Showalter's going to come out. He said, my job is to make them think they still have a chance to win, be in the pennant race. And anytime you go from 61 where they are now, and 24 and 42, you've done playing some baseball.
Ryan Mattis comes on, 2 outs, nobody down, nobody on in the 10th. To get this game to the 11th.
Yeah, 2 fastballs 55% of the time, curveball, but mostly slider, especially against lefties, and then an occasional changeup 11% of the time. So this is a matchup situation. And Kipnis will come to the plate 4 at bats against Bryant. And as you noted, between innings, hasn't pitched since Saturday.
Yeah, 1/3 of an inning Saturday against the Cardinals. He allowed a couple of hits, did strike out about it. Well, his job, retire 1 batter.
And when you start talking about there, so C.C. Lee and then Nick Hagedorn, who throws a big left-hander who throws in the mid-90s. Even Lee gets the ball up there around 93 miles per hour. So
Kipnis is 0 for 4 head-to-head against Mattis. He was 1 for 4 on the night. His single came in the 3rd inning. High pop, shallow left. Easy play for Cruz. And he's got it. So Mattis comes on and gets his man, and on we go. We'll head to the 11th. 1-1 game in Cleveland. Hardy, Flaherty, and Hundley will come up. Tomorrow at Progressive Field for the middle game of the series, Ubaldo Jimenez will take the mound for the Orioles as Ubaldo returns to his former town. Played with the Indians last year. He'll go against Carlos Carrasco. Our coverage begins with O's Extra at 6:30, presented by Dodge. And then game coverage on Masson 2 and WJC at 7 o'clock. So Ubaldo tomorrow returns to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, he would like to win back-to-back games coming off the DL. Won his last one. Carrasco also, after struggling early, going to the bullpen, resurrecting 2014. They put him back in the starting lineup, mainly because Justin Masterson was traded to the Cardinals. So we'll see him tomorrow.
Atchison stays on. He retired the side in order in the 10th. 1-1 on Hardy, who got this game even with a 2-out RBI single in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he had some nice years with the Red Sox. I mean, how about being in 42 games with a 1.58 ERA? And yet they let him go as a free agency. A free agent, he signs with the Mets. Has some physical problems last year at age 37, and here he is at 38, still chugging along.
And the 1-2 to Hardy is hit to second base. Kipnis plays the hop. And Atchison has retired 4 in a row. Wei-Yin Chen back out on the bench talking with Chris Tillman.
And with his interpreter, Chris Tillman. He can speak English with his teammates.
Oh,
he says hello. He walks by. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I walk by him, he goes, "How you doing?" Here's Flaherty. And it's outside 1-0. But I guess he's just not comfortable doing interviews.
Well, I think, Ichiro, now with the Yankees, but with the Mariners, spoke English. But when you're going to get quoted in the paper or whatever, you want to make sure it comes out appropriately. they don't have the trepidations that we used to have when you wake up the next morning and read.
Either.
Yeah. See, Caleb's saying, you know, we should have gone in. We went away. Walters hit the home run. Otherwise, this game would be over. I can interpret that for you right here. But that really was one of the things where you talk to a sports writer after you pitched, and then you kind of wake up early, go get the paper to see exactly what you said, or how they interpreted it.
Flaherty down on strikes.
Well, he's got 2 breaking balls, slider, and that was the hook. Well, again, remember, this guy started in 1999 as a starting pitcher, all the way up in Wisconsin, and then San Antonio and Tacoma. Probably didn't have that kind of breaking ball. Didn't have the pitching sense that he has now at age 38.
Now Nick Hundley batting for the first time. He came on after Lowe pinch ran for Caleb Joseph. Nick has a modest 2-game hitting streak going.
I mean, that slider just doesn't start. I mean, the tilt's great. Out of Denton, Texas, 6'2". So again, if you can get on top of it, stay behind it. There's the hook.
That is a fair ball. Chisenhall, a long throw, and the bouncer into the glove of Santana. Atchison has back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings. Bottom of the 11th coming up in a 1-1 game. As the Father's Day fedora.
The Father's Day. I just got a text from Charles Fine, Dennis to the Stars. A couple of his friends, Steve and Randy Adelberg, are actually here celebrating their wedding. So extra innings for them. How special.
Extra baseball. Brian Mattis got the final out of the 10th. He'll try to navigate through the 11th here. It is the righty Aviles leading off, but Showalter's club now needs the 12th inning to pull out a win. Brantley and Santana follow, a lefty and a switch hitter.
No extra inning baseball. Again, remember the Orioles have won 12 out of the 16 games they've played. Obviously not all on the road, but if you're on the road, you've got to get your guys up again to have a chance to win. And you're into pretty much the heart of their lineup. 2, 3, 4.
Aviles is hitless on the night. Wei-Yin Chen faced him in 3 of those at-bats, and Wei-Yin Chen fans here in Cleveland. Of course, every time he pitches, he has a strong presence of reporters from Taiwan that follow him.
As they should. So Kluber, his wins stay at 13, even though he pitched well. Chen stays at 12.
Aviles is 0 for 6 head-to-head against Mattis.
Well, spring training was giving Brian a chance to start so he could get righties out a little better. Try to establish the outside corner, both with the fastball and the changeup, kind of where Hundley's sitting right here. That one was pretty much down the middle, but and of course the philosophy being if you can throw it down and away, hitters have to cover that outside corner. You get them out on their front foot, and then you can pitch in off the plate with your fastball, which is pretty much what he was able to do when he was a starting pitcher.
Deep left field, down the line. That ball's back, and that ball is gone. And the Indians walk it off. What a tough loss for the O's. Mattis got the final out in the 10th, but he leaves it up. And Aviles hits it out, his 4th home run of the year.
So their last 2 wins, walk-off home runs. Walters, who homered tonight, he did it the other day against the Diamondbacks. Mike Aviles, I said, you haven't been hitting for power. He said, I haven't been playing a lot. Gets a breaking ball down and in, and gets to pull it. Short part of the ballpark here at Progressive Field. So both runs on home runs tonight. 2-1 Indians.
So the Indians, they get above 500 at 61 and 60, and the Orioles drop to 69 and 51. We hope you can join us tomorrow. More O's action. Ubaldo Jimenez will be on the mound against Carlos Carrasco. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra.